Captain Picard.
Go ahead.
We've just received word from the fleet. They've engaged the Borg.
Mr. Data, put Starfleet frequency 1486 on audio.
Aye, sir.
Stan is not a great Eminem song.
No, I did not say Stan is not a great Eminem
Okay,
song.
what did you say?
What happens when a masked producer and a headphone-wearing comic book artist get together to talk music shit, comic book shit, and political shit on the internet? Monty. Hannibal the Beat Animal.
Hannibal and Monty Shit Show!
Holy shit! My name gets to be in the title this time. Hannibal and Monty Shit Show.
Why is my name second? What kind of shit is this?
Hannibal and Monty Shit Show!
Let's talk some shit.
Get your shit together. Get it all together and put it in a backpack. All your shit, so it's together. And if you gotta take it somewhere, you know? Take it to the shit store and sell it. Or put it in a shit museum. I don't care what you do. You just gotta get it together. Get your shit together.
And we are live again. Are we live, Monty, again?
We are live again as fuck again.
That's what I like to hear again. Welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show again. I am Hannibal the Beat Animal again.
And again, I am Monty again.
And this is episode 76 again. Maybe an episode about...
You heard me rapping, right?
Again and again and again. Or...
That's an awfully hot coffee pot.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. And look, I'm gonna say this right now before we even get going. If this shit shuts down again, the show is tomorrow because I gotta fix this tonight. So, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. So
yeah, look, I only got like 3 more mushrooms left. After this, I'm out of lives. So just don't worry. This shit just over. Look, I tried.
But I will fix it. I will not be defeated by a fucking computer. So
Easy Boy said, "This is my 3rd like and share." LOL. And you know what? You gonna get plunger points for that. Give him 50 plunger points for that.
There you go.
Give Crazy Horse 50 plunger points for that.
Crazy Horse.
I see a lot of people gonna get a lot of plunger points because of all these different things. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and fill all of our holes. You caught the right one. This is the right one. Unless it fucks up again, then the right one will be tomorrow once I fix this computer. So,
so Monty, why don't you give all the people all the links for all of our stuff? We're gonna move through this shit like bread through duck butts. All right, we're gonna go through this shit quick.
I don't even know what that means, but here we go. Patreon.com/5H1T. You get the fun fucking pre-show that we just did. That went off smoothly. Also, twitch.tv/5H1T show. Facebook.com/Hannibal and Monty. Instagram and Twitter are 5H1T show. Snapchat is show_5H1T. Discord, the link is in the description. And also our Amazon wish list, or you can just send us shit at P.O. Box 13013, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70185. And that's all of that.
Yes, I like it. And just so you guys know, we have disabled the gamble feature with Streambox because yes, Lord, thank you, Lord Jamarcus. I'm gonna read that in just a second. We disabled it because it was getting a little out of control. And Monty and I was like, we decided we was going to rein it in. Last 2 times I made a very funny joke. The first time we did the show, I made a hilarious joke about that. The second time, not so much. The third show was like, look, you get what you get, all right? So, there it is.
Yeah, so now we got it up. Monty got bodied by G-Man in rapping. I don't know what that means. When? Never.
That's why the show kept restarting. It was like every time it was like your pride was so hurt at losing to G-Man, as it should be of anybody who lost to G-Man, that you just was like abandon the show. But no, Monty, I like Monty. I would not let Monty lose in a rap battle to G-Man.
Yeah.
Like I would not let that happen. I would make you write 100 songs 100 times, and call ghostwriters before I let you lose to G-Man.
Yeah. Truth. There you go. Perfect.
Lord Jamarcus says, "Here's 100 coins for each of you, so you can get some extra lives." So if we have to respawn again.
Yeah. So thank you. I'll take that.
Thank you, Lord Jamarcus.
Yeah.
And for everybody who didn't catch this the first 2 times we did this, today is Monty's actual birthday. Even though he's not celebrating his birthday today because he celebrated it last weekend. He celebrated so hard, I told he may or may not need a liver transplant. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's
true.
Just, but yeah, that's so today is Monty's actual birthday, which he is not celebrating. You know what I'm saying? But happy poop day to you, sir.
Thank you very much.
There you go. Also, Monty's scarf, if you haven't noticed already, is red and white. The red symbolizes the red just symbolizes the background that he has behind him to, because he's vain, so he wants pictures of him everywhere he goes. And the white squares that you see on there symbolize every white woman he's had sex with in his lifetime.
All right, you know what? I'm just gonna move right past it. Let's move into have you heard this shit?
All right, let's right into it. Have you heard this shit? Let's do it.
Let's go.
Hey, wake up! Wake your punk ass up.
Who are you?
Have you heard this shit?
Okay, all right.
Honestly, he never gets to what he smells. I have no idea what he smells.
Who knows what he smells? He smells something.
He smells something. He smells is very potent and pungent. So, whatever that may be.
One day we'll know.
One day, eventually we'll find out. So, today on Have You Heard This Shit? Monty and I are talking about the new album from NBA YoungBoy. It is called AI YoungBoy 2. But before we do that, who is YoungBoy Never Broke Again? Well, YoungBoy Never Broke Again, Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden, born 2 days before my birthday in 1999. Fuck my life.
Damn.
Is known professionally as YoungBoy Never Broke Again. Also NBA YoungBoy, or sometimes just called YoungBoy. He's an American rapper, singer, songwriter. He's put out a ton of independent mixtapes locally and online. And because of the prolificness of his work, he was able to get a deal through Atlantic Records, which led him to putting out the current album that he has out now, which was, I think, it debuted at number 2 or 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. Let's see. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 charts, selling 110,000 album equivalent units, which I'm not a fan of that album equivalent shit at all. But yeah, his album debuted at number 1. That's why we're talking about it. AI YoungBoy 2 is the name of his project. So let's get right to it, Monty. What did you think of his album cover for this project?
As confusing as his name and everything about him, I don't know what this is when I look at it. I don't know who I'm looking at. I don't know why these mics are in his face. and I really don't care. The graphic designer and photographer did a great job with the pictures and what they had to work with, but this makes no goddamn sense. So that's what I thought about the album art. So
Okay.
what did you think of the production, Hannibal the Beat Animal?
So for me, the production of this project. Also, anybody in the chat that's heard this album, let us know in the chat if you've heard this album. So okay, first things first. Hannibal the Beat Animal is not a fan of trap music or trap production. I'm not a fan, and I don't like black version, whatever the black version of trap is. I don't like the white version of what trap is. I don't like trap music from other countries. I don't like trap from the UK, which is called like grime music. I'm not a fan of trap from Africa or from China. I'm not a fan of the genre. I'm not. Now, that doesn't mean that there aren't trap tracks that I've heard from time to time, and I'll be like, oh, I like this shit. But by and large, I'm not a fan of the genre. That being said, I enjoy the production on this project for one specific reason. NBA YoungBoy, like most trap rappers, essentially are rapping on the same variation of the same types of beats over and over again. But on his project, the production is a little bit more diversified. Like it's a little bit more musical. Like there's certain tracks on here that sound like that kind of old school Cash Money No Limit sound, from like the late 90s, early 2000s. So it kind of sounds like somebody went and found some old Hot Boy tracks and, some old tracks from the Hot Boys. And then what he did was, instead of keeping the drums that they would have had 20 years ago, instead he had some people put some drums on there that sound like the type of trap drums that they would have today. So it's cool. It's a unique take on it. A lot of people wouldn't rap on these type of beats, and I like that he attacked it. Like, he didn't run away from quality beats. He actually ran towards them. So kudos to you, young fella.
Yeah. Young fella.
Yeah. Now, that being said, Monty, what did you think of this album? Any standouts?
Yeah, there were a couple. Renata, I think. I actually really like that song. And like a lot of the songs toward the end, I find this album starts where I didn't hate any of this. I didn't love it. I would like to hear more from him, but toward the end, the album picks up and starts getting better. Either that, or I've gotten used to what I'm hearing, and I'm more accepting of it. I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet. So, but yeah, that's the one that stood out to me. Renata, yeah. I'm looking at my phone right now.
Yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, Renata does stand out because it's like he does a lot of that kind of rapping and singing at the same time. And on that particular song, I feel like it works the best of all the songs on the project where he does that. And also, Monty, I think the more you listen to his music, the more you kind of get so the deeper you get into his project, the better it sounds. But for me, it's the opposite is true. Like, I think the album starts off strong, and then towards the back end, it's like those songs aren't as good. Actually, no, I'm looking at my ratings, and that's not true, because I think the second to last track, Where the Love At, is probably my favorite song on the project. I really like that beat. I like his cadence on it. I think that song is a good example of who NBA YoungBoy is. He is a young, wild nigga that raps on melodic beats and talks street shit. That is who he is. And it is captured in that song more so than it is on a lot of other songs on the project. So if you needed one song to give you an idea of who NBA YoungBoy is, I would say you could start there. I'm not saying that's the best song on the project, although that might have been, looking at my ratings, I think that's the one I rated the highest.
There you go.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Any low points on this album for you, Monty?
I think the biggest low on this album is me not really connecting with it. Like I won't say I hate it. I did like it, but I didn't love it. So I'm having a hard time judging it based on that. So I need to give it some more listens.
Gotcha. All right. One of the low points for me is the song here called Gang Shit. I hate that beat. Not that it's a bad beat, but I personally don't care for that beat. And on that song, he said, "You showing off your gun? Well, nigga, then pop it then. I ain't sharing none of my hundreds out my pocket, friend. What you on? Say you drove, you need to stop it then. With them tools, I make blues blow you like a harmonica." You mean a harmonica? Was harmonica the thing you was trying to say?
No, you've never used a harmonicon?
A harmonicon?
Yeah.
A harmonic? No. Okay, look. First off, this nigga's from Baton Rouge. He is not from New Orleans, and it shows when he says shit like harmonicon. All right. But then he's got some other shit. Like, he likes to talk gangster shit. And he's got this song called "In Control," which I think is one of the better songs on the project. It reminds me of some old Cash Money sounding shit. And he says on that song, he says, "Money on your head, I get you bankrolled. I'll whack your mama and your daddy if you ain't know. She acting classy, throw some money on a stank hoe." You know what I'm saying? Like, that he be talking some gangster shit. He be talking some extra reckless shit. I hope this brother could stay out of jail. I think that song Rebels Kick It is trash. I think everything about it is trash. Also, there's an apostrophe in it, like Rebels Kick It. And I was like, why is there an apostrophe in Rebels? This beat not tight. This song don't make no sense. It's not good. That's the low point for me.
All right.
That's all I got to say about this album. Monty, who do you think this album is good for? Who would you suggest this? Who would you recommend this album to?
People younger than me that get it. Because I'm confused by it. Like, you've heard me when I've talked about it. I am confused by this album. I am thoroughly confused by everything about this artist and his music. I just don't know.
I got you.
Yeah.
For me, this album is for kids that are Kevin Gates fans that watch Boys in the Hood and root for the niggas that kill Ricky in the alley. That's what this album is for. It's for a very specific demographic.
All right.
It's for kids that are fans of Kevin Gates that watch Boys in the Hood and root for the niggas that kill Ricky in the alley. When they be like, "Ricky!" and he gets shot, and they be like, "Hell yeah, run that shit back." That's who this album is for. That's who I would recommend this album to.
All right. See? There we go. Now we know.
Yeah.
So, let's, I'm not going to say shit about what's going on. Don't jinx it. Let's move on to what's next.
All right, what's next?
Try to make it clap, cause we up next.
There we go. So, what do we have up next? We're on that episode next Tuesday. Or wait, that can't be right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, yeah, this is Friday. I got my list mixed up. All right, yeah, we're on DP on the 26th. I just read the calendar of events and thought it said we were on DP tonight. I was about to freak out a little
I got
you. Yeah. So, yeah, on the 26th, we'll be on Drunken Peasants, and then the day after that is our torture episode. That's all we got coming in this month. And our torture episode is Kanye West.
I'm laughing at Hypothesis because we're doing a thing right now from South Park, and he got me when he said, "Yo soy tu amigo, compadre." I was like, you know what? You won. I can't even translate that fast enough in Google Translate to respond to you. Yeah, next Tuesday, Monty and I will be on Drunken Peasants. If you guys haven't had a chance to watch me and Monty with Ben Savage and young Bill Fridge as we talk to Jesse Lee Peterson, you guys need to go ahead and watch that episode because it is amazing.
Incredible.
Yes. So Monty and I, we did that episode on Wednesday, and then as soon as we did that episode, we were joined by our good friends, the Drunken Peasants, Ben Pye and Bill Fridge, on our show. So it's like we had our second ultimate crossover episode, which was fantastic.
Yes.
So yeah, next Tuesday, Monty and I will be joined with the Peasants again, and next Wednesday, as Monty already said, is our monthly torture episode. And on that episode, we should be able to let you guys know what we got coming up for the month of December, because right now we don't know.
Yeah, we have no clue. Haven't figured it out.
Not even a little.
Yeah. So we'll be planning that shit. It's been a crazy fucking month, people. But
Yeah.
it's been a good month. I've enjoyed it. I got few complaints. Just few. And I won't get into them here. But with all that being said.
Is that it? Is it doing it?
Huh?
Okay.
No, it didn't do it. We're
I
good.
thought it was happening again. I was like, motherfucker.
No.
Okay, there we go.
No, we're
You know,
good.
Monty's only complaint about November is that he didn't have enough birthdays. That's all.
No, I had plenty of birthdays. I'm good.
Oh, you just didn't have enough sex with black women? Is that what it was?
No, that's not the problem at all. That's
Okay.
No. I have no problem with November. November's fine. It's been awesome. November's been great. November's been incredible. So there you go. There you go.
Amazing. That shit is crazy. That shit is super crazy.
Yeah,
It's funny.
And maybe Phil Oliver Holes is right. He says it's because Mercury is in Gatorade. That could be what's going on. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Every time Mercury's in Gatorade, you know, I get all my electrolytes replaced.
Yeah.
You know.
I didn't realize that was going on. Nobody told me Mercury was in Gatorade in November. But now I know. So
Yeah.
So yeah, let's move on with it. I got 2 questions for you, Hannibal.
Yeah, what's that?
Here's the first question.
What's up, nigga? You want to talk some shit?
Yes, I do want to talk some shit. Let's run this. Look, I'm trying to run through this show as fast as possible. 1, because Monty and I have both been awake for way too long. And 2, because we don't know if the computer's going to crash again. It's going to give us some issues. So it's looking like we're going to be good right now. I feel like Monty may have fixed whatever it is. But just to be safe, I'm going to try to talk as fast as possible so we can go ahead and do the shit. So, I'm ready. I'm ready to talk some shit, Montel.
All right, I think we got it. Well, here's my second question. What's eating Hannibal?
Oh, I got some shit about this today.
Yeah, that's it. OG, original gangster, original gangster, original gangster.
Women drivers. People who talk during the movie. Customers who cannot make up their mind while ordering food.
They shit on LA. They shit on Chicago. They shit on Miami. They shit on New Jersey.
New Yorkers. Atlanta Falcon fans. Possibly people from Alaska.
They hate Canadians. They hate the South. They hate the rain. They hate the snow. They hate murder. They hate crime. They hate fucking everything. They hate the Knicks when they're winning. They hate the Knicks when they're losing.
Indecisive morons. Blithering idiots. Humans. These people have formed a burning question. What is grinding Hannibal's gears?
Dun, 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 dun. Yes. So what's eating Hannibal today? As you guys can see, well, although me wearing this mask during the while we got a green screen on in the back is probably not the wisest thing, but I'm wearing my Ninja Turtles mask right now because since this episode is us adding to the ultimate comic book movie list, we had to watch a bunch of movies. We had to watch a bunch of non-Marvel DC properties, and we decided to watch Sin City 1 and 2. We decided to watch Tank Girl. We decided to watch The Crow, and we decided to watch, as voted on by you guys, the shitheads, 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And as I rewatched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990, I thought I was going to be reliving some childhood nostalgia as the Turtles took on the Shredder and the Foot Clan from the 90s, from this 90s throwback film. There we go. Hold on. Got to uncover my mouth just a little bit so we can get this out. Right? So I thought I was going to be reliving some childhood nostalgia as the Turtles took on the Shredder and the Foot Clan in this 90s throwback film. But when I rewatched it, all I felt was great vengeance and furious anger at one character in this film. One piece of shit rat bastard that needed his motherfucking ass beat. None other than Danny Pennington. Right? Now, who is Danny Pennington? Danny Pennington in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is the son of April O'Neil's boss, Charles Pennington. He joined the Foot Clan and was involved in the crime spree. And this little prick is the main reason the heroes in the half shell did not defeat the Foot Clan within minutes upon their arrival in New York. Let me break it down for you. In the beginning of the movie, we see Danny's whole ass getting handed a stolen wallet from someone on the street. Then handing that stolen wallet to a member of the Foot Clan. Now, I'm not mad at Danny because he doesn't know whose wallet it is, and he didn't personally take anything. But later in the movie, while him and his dad are at April O'Neil's crib, his dad is telling April how Danny is an ain't shit nigga, right? Like, his dad is telling April O'Neil that his son ain't shit, that Danny ain't shit. April promptly steps in to defend Danny, the delinquent. And then this bitch-ass nigga sees April's wallet and steals from her after she just defended him. You piece of shit, you rat bastard, don't you run from this ass whooping that's coming, goddammit.
Damn it! Danny, come back here!
Yeah, that's right. Later in this movie, this fucker gets arrested right as April is interviewing and tearing a new asshole into the chief of police. April is laying into this fat piece of crap, donut-eating, Chief Wiggum-looking motherfucker of a police chief and has no way of combating her Bill O'Reilly style of journalism. Right? So what does the police chief do about it? He calls April's boss, Danny, a.k.a. Danny's dad, and says, look here, nigga, I got your little bitch-ass son. Tell April O'Neil to fall the fuck back, or else your son is going to Rikers Island, and he's going to drop the soap twice a day. Danny, the motherfucking dick rider, has now given the chief of police leverage against his dad, the mainstream liberal media, all because of Danny. You piece of shit, rat bastard, don't you run from this ass whipping that's coming, goddammit.
Damn it! Danny, come back here!
Then, when the Shredder tells the Foot Clan about the existence of the Turtles, who must be stopped, who else but Danny the Snitch, raising his hand and loyally telling the Shredder that the Teenage Mutant Turtles' whereabouts is at April O'Neil's house. Danny doesn't realize that snitches get faces beat until they look like Jesse Lee Peterson. You piece of shit, rat bastard, don't you run from this ass whipping that's coming, goddammit.
Damn it! Danny, come back here!
And after the Foot Clan finds the Turtles' base of operations, they capture Master Splinter. He discovers Splinter can talk, and the two of them begin speaking to each other. And at no point in him talking to Master Splinter does he say, oh, by the way, it was my bullshit ass snitching because no girl wants to have sex with me, that your sons got jammed up. Can I help you escape? Because that's the least I can do. You know, he didn't offer to do that. You know why? Because Danny is a piece of shit, rat bastard. Don't you run from this ass whooping that's coming, goddammit. And that's what's he had.
Danny, come back here.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
Damn.
it.
Damn.
Fuck Danny. All right. They could have defeated the Foot Clan immediately, but because of Danny and his bitch assness, you know what I'm saying, the Foot Clan was able to spread like herpes all over New York City.
Yeah, that's true. You know when you're right, you're right. So,
Yeah.
but Lance Kassler wants to know how you really feel, and Will Jones says, "Who hurt you, Hannibal?"
Man, look, I'm rewatching this motherfucking movie. I'm like, man, fuck that kid. Fuck that motherfucker. I wanted to go find that dude's fucking Instagram page and his Twitter and just troll the shit out of him. Like, fuck that guy.
We're getting flown over by something huge constantly. Really? Does everything have to be fucked up today? But that's all right. That's all right.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Danny's trash.
All right. So
if you watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that kid is trash. Fuck that kid.
all right. Well, one more time, just for you.
Damn it! Danny, come back here!
Right.
There you go.
Danny, that is Danny running from the ass whooping that's coming. That's what's Hannibal. Fuck that kid. He's a shit ass kid.
That one's for Hannibal. Hannibal, will you read that nickel chat that came? That's coming.
No. That one's for you. It's got your name in it. And it's your birthday. So really, I think because it's your birthday, because it's Monty's birthday, you should read all the Streamlabs and Nickel chats that come in today.
Oh, I should read all of them?
I think so.
But it's not actually my birthday. Oh, and look, the alerts come up right there. Oh, but they're right behind you. I need to move them. All right, I'll fix that on that screen. There we go. We got this. So Alan Reyes says, I dare you to read this, Monty. And I will. Because you know what? Monty doesn't shiv.
He don't shiv.
Yeah.
Monty doesn't shiv even a little bit.
Yeah. So, it says, thick lady moisture dripping down Rosie O'Donnell. Giant seller, cellulite thighs.
That's okay. It's enough for me to clip out. Good job, Monty.
No,
Good job.
It's gonna sound clipped up. See?
I mean, I feel like you're doubting my audio prowess. Okay. Did you not hear the Jesse Lee Peterson theme?
I did hear it, but I got this.
Yeah. I'm just saying, look, y'all rewatch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990 and tell me that you can't watch that shit and don't want to slap the shit out that kid. Like, he's the villain in the movie.
Yeah, he is worse than Shredder.
Yeah. Because at least I know who Shredder is and what he's about.
Yeah.
Danny has no allegiances to anybody, not to his mom. Like, literally, April, like, his dad is talking to April and just, like, talking about how Danny ain't shit. He's like, you see those headphones? Those headphones, that Walkman he's got? I don't even know where he got that shit from. Oh, and that's what he does. He just puts those headphones on whenever he doesn't want to listen to it. And April's like, come on, give him a break. Danny's a good kid. Danny, how's school going? He's like, it's okay. Says, see, he's a good kid. You need to lay off on him. And while she's sitting up here defending this bitch-ass nigga, he turns around and steals money out of her wallet. Then at the end of the movie, this motherfucker has the audacity to be like, hey, April. He's like, hey, April, here's some money. Don't worry about where it came from. Just know that it's yours. I owe this to you. That doesn't make you a better person at the end of the movie, all right? That's not his character redemption. And he tells his dad at the end of the movie, he's like, Danny, are you okay? He's like, it's just Dad. That is not character growth, okay? You don't get to have that fucking moment after you just been ripping people off. Fuck that kid. Fuck Daddy, all right? Fuck that asshole. That's an asshole kid right there, all right? And if he'd have got his ass whipped properly as a child, he wouldn't have fucking been a member of the Foot Clan. That's what it is.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
Lesson
he wouldn't
learned.
have been, him or Sam Rockwell wouldn't have been members of the Foot Clan. There you go,
Monty. Look at that. Zoe acts quick. Look at that. She moved that box and everything. Zoe ain't fucking around.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Zoe's the GOAT.
Yeah, wait, I'm trying to see what that motherfucker says. I don't have it open. See, I can't read it.
Mike also says, I apologize for killing Gamble.
Yeah, and you know what? Mike did kill Gamble. And you know what, Mike? You're going to win a golden turd for the shithead that killed Gamble.
Yeah.
We gotta let everybody come at you the way they do. And Streamlabs is installing an update. So, Hannibal, you're going to have to read that Streamlabs.
I got you. He said, hey, Phil Oliver Holt says, Alan Reyes, if you're going to be a troll, at least use Streamlabs instead of just giving Google your money.
Well, I mean, we get some of it.
We look, in a couple of months, we will get that money.
Yeah, in a couple of months. Yeah, YouTube will kick us down a little bit. It's like, thanks for your hard work. But here's a little bit of it. Keep doing it. So
now that I've created the perfect segue very seamlessly, I might add, Monty, what did you think of? Wait, how are we doing this first? Are you going first or am I going first?
I'll go first. I'll take it. And then we'll just toss it back and forth.
I got you. Okay, what did you think of 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Also, for everybody in the chat that's seen the movie, go ahead and drop your grades in the chat. I want to see what everybody thought about it. What'd you think of 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, I still enjoy the fuck out of this movie for the same reasons I enjoyed it when I was younger. This movie was fun. I had a great time watching it. I knew most of the lines, almost every line in the movie. I was saying things with the characters, so I had a great time watching this movie. That being said, looking at it as a movie, next to every other movie that exists, it's still good enough. It's a movie. It passes as a movie. But I ended up falling in the, and I'm still iffy, and it could go up or down one level, but I give it a solid C. I think this movie falls in the C range. It's a solid C, I think.
That's interesting because I'm giving it a C minus.
Okay, see?
That's amazing. I had the same exact experience. When I watched it, it was like, oh shit, I didn't realize how many times I saw that movie until I started watching it, and I was like, man, I know this movie backwards and forwards. This movie is like, I fucking loved this movie when I was young. Like, I saw this movie so many fucking times. Matter of fact, Raphael saying damn is the reason I started motherfucking cursing.
Yeah. Damn.
That was like, well,
damn.
If one of my favorite characters of all time can curse, then why can't I curse? So I started cursing.
Yeah. See? And it was just everything was too convenient. Like, why is all this happening? There are lots of things that don't make a bit of fucking sense in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't take away from it being fun. And that fun could be attached to the nostalgia I had going into it. And it makes no goddamn sense.
Oh yeah, there's like when April O'Neil gets on the train in New York, like she just misses the train, and there's literally no one else getting on the train. At what point of history is there an abandoned train platform in New York City where nobody else is getting on the train?
Yeah.
You know, or better yet, when Raphael is doing his anger gymnastics on the roof after arguing with Leonardo. And then he's doing this shit in broad daylight. And in Casey Jones, the only human in New York that has fought and seen Raphael, also happens to be on an adjacent roof and can see fucking Raphael doing his anger gymnastics. Nah, bro. No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's it. That shit is trash. What else? Then when the Foot Clan jumps in that building, in April's building, one of the members of the Foot accidentally cuts the power by, like, he uses a giant axe and was trying to hit one of the turtles, and he hits the power line, cuts off all the power, and then sets the whole building on fire, right? Because of shitty fucking wiring and shit, because it's an old building, right? Yeah. It is what it is. But then the next thing you know is April gets a phone call and a voicemail from her boss telling her that she got fired. Wait a minute. This nigga just cut all the electricity in the building. How the fuck is she getting that voicemail?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know how she's getting that voicemail, Monty? Bad writing. That's how she's getting that voicemail.
I agree with you. You
know, and oh, go ahead. I got two more things I got to do.
Crazy.
It's like,
oh, no, go. Finish.
Go ahead. It's like you got, why the, like Danny the Snitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, I said a whole lot of shit about Danny the Snitch, but one of the things was, like, the Turtles left New York, went and stayed in a farm upstate in Schenectady or something, and then they came back to their hideout that had been infiltrated by the Foot Clan, and who's there? Danny the Snitch. Yep. How is Danny the Snitch there? At no point was it established that Danny had ever been to that place. So why was he there? How did he know to be there, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's they show a scene of the young Shredder, getting into it with Splinter's master, and then Splinter, the rat, attacks young Shredder and scratches his face. Young Shredder pulls out his sword and cuts off the rat's ear. Why you didn't just kill a rat? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a rat, bro. It's a rat.
Why was he satisfied in just cutting off the rat's ear? Why you didn't just kill a rat? You just killed your rival and his bitch, but you gonna let the rat live? But why? And Splinter didn't even run. He was like, "Oh, my ear, I'm stationary." It was just like, it's just dumb. But the dumbest thing in this movie is there's a certain point in the movie where the Turtles use telepathy to contact Master Splinter. Master Splinter is being held hostage. They're in Schenectady. They use turtle power, and then fucking the secret of the ooze, they can telepathically contact Master Splinter, right? And Master Splinter's like, hey, y'all my sons, I love y'all. I just want y'all to know that shit. Why he didn't say, hey, this is where I'm at. Come find me, niggas. I'm in this warehouse. Come find me where I'm at right now. This is the address. This is what the outside look like. This is how many people they have stationed outside my cell. This is where they keep the keys. You remember the guy I told y'all cut my AR off years ago? That nigga is training all these people. Come help me. Like instead Splinter was like, hey man, I'm glad we can telepathically communicate like this. I just want to tell y'all I love y'all. Trash.
There you go.
And I'm not
that
even,
is
and I'm
that is
getting
clippable content. That is clippable
Yeah.
content because I just threw your face up over that scene, so you look like Splinter talking to him.
That's just man. That's like I don't know why I didn't realize when I was young how trash that shit is. That shit is super trash.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. But I won't say it's bad. It's just not the greatest. Like and I think all the errors work for what it is, but it doesn't help it become a great movie. It makes it watchable and enjoyable. It works. That's why I give it a C.
Yeah, I'm giving. I was in the C minus range, and I was looking at some of the other grades that we've given stuff, and it was like, if I gave it a C, it would be because of nostalgia.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving it a C. It's a C minus. It's almost okay. It's almost okay.
I started watching it thinking I was gonna give it a B plus.
Yeah. Roman Velasquez says maybe he didn't want them to be in danger. Maybe that's why Master Splinter didn't want him to know. Yeah,
and he shouldn't have taught him ninjutsu.
Yeah, this is true. He should have taught them to be motherfucking accountants. You never hear about accountants getting fucking murdered by the Foot Clan. That's all I'm saying. Adam is A plus. Like, you are not giving that movie an A plus.
Are you really?
I don't believe that. Lance Kasler said I give it a B because it was the best one so far. 2 has Vanilla Ice. 3 was laughable. The new ones don't count.
Well, look. Just because I took 3 shits, and one of them was, didn't smell as bad, doesn't make it smell great.
Yeah, that's true. Just because it's least shitty. Crazy Horse gave it a D minus. And he said that's why he gave it a D minus. No logic. Yeah, there's no logic to it. And there were like all kinds of issues with them doing this movie. Like when they made this movie, they actually made it a lot more violent than it was. Like, the scene where Shredder bitches out Master Tatsu, and then Tatsu just starts beating up random dudes in the Foot Clan, and he whips this one dude's ass so bad, and everybody's like, oh, he's all right, barely. Well, in the original version of the movie, Tatsu killed that kid.
Wow. All right.
And like the studios was like, yeah, we can't have you killing children in the kids movie. Like, we can't do that shit.
All right. Yeah. See.
Also, Corey Feldman, who did the voice of Donatello, was only paid $1,500 to do that movie because they told him it was going to be like a small indie thing.
$1,500? What the fuck?
Yes.
Come on, Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Wow. All right. Well, there we go. I think from that we can go on to the next segment, which is wait, I'm falling behind. Oh wait, not quite yet. Zoe stepped away. So here she is right now. There we go. Now we can go on to the next segment, which is Fair or Foul.
Yes. Fair or motherfucking foul. And this week's Fair Foul is brought to you by The Crow.
Yes. Here we go.
Yes. How big are your balls? Okay, Mr. Rashid. Are they ready for the truth?
Yes, they ready for it.
Just love it.
And how do they hurt us? Because they love them.
We don't need to give any time to that mess, do we?
We're talking about deliverance. See, I'm talking, so many people out there are captives. And I'm talking about homosexual lifestyle. I was delivered from something like that. I was a prostitute for over 30 years. I sold my body on the street corners. See, I can talk about that sin. Hallelujah, because see, I was wrapped up, tied up, tangled up, and I loved it when I was doing it. Hallelujah, God came and purged me. Hallelujah, God made me get it the old-fashioned way. You just turn your soul unto me and I'll use you. But now I can shake for Jesus. Oh, I love the anointing of the Holy Ghost. Bless you.
Suck my cock, bitches.
God bless you.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have. Guilty or innocent? Innocent. Feed him to the
Yes, fair or motherfucking foul. So the way fair foul works is every day for everybody that's watching the show for the first time. First off, welcome. We're happy to have you watching the show. The way fair foul works is every day I, Hannibal the Beat Animal, would do a deep dive on various stories that I find on various different websites. I'll go to thank you, darling. I will go to I have a news aggregator website I go to. I'll go to Fox News, CNN, Infowars, Breitbart, the Politico, The Hill, Reuters, etc. I'll read a million different stories on a million different websites. And when I read the stories, I wonder to myself, when I get to the end sometimes, did they get the story right or wrong? Was the end result accurate or inaccurate? Was it fair or was it foul? So I'm going to read you guys some things. That was we got a donation from Big Bim Joe. Thank you very much, Big Bim Joe. I've never seen you in our chat before.
Yeah.
So welcome to Hannibal and Monty's shit show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
No comment, no message, just a donation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, just jump in the chat and just talk to us a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because this is fun, because this is a very interactive segment of the show. So, because we're adding to the ultimate comic book movie list today, and because we're about to be talking about The Crow, I made all of our fair files in this segment about The Crow. If you haven't seen The Crow, starring Brandon Lee, came out in when did The Crow come out, Monty? Do you have your notes in front of you?
Yes. Let me pull it up. Give me 1 second. It's right here. Scroll up. The Crow came out May 11th, 1994.
Yes. Okay. There you go. So I got two fair files about that movie. So let's get to it. I don't want to hold anybody up, especially because we don't know how long we got this computer. Yeah. All right. So this first article comes from mentalfloss.com. As a sidebar, I used to be I used to just be on there watching random.
There you go. You're not back.
Yep. I stopped talking.
All right. There you go. You're back. You're back.
Is it? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. So it's Trey W. He said, damn, the message didn't go through. I'm the biggest Bimjo. My message pretty much said, I love you guys. First time scheduled lineup to catch live, and wanted to shout out Pimpy. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Shout out Pimp. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you guys that don't know, Pimp Monk from the Morning Wood, his father died earlier this week. And his dad was sick. His dad hadn't been doing well, so he'd been in the hospital for a while. And the fact that his dad died now, like Pimp's birthday is next week, like in a couple of days, actually. Yeah. So to suffer a major loss right before your birthday, that shit is hard. That shit is very, very hard. So I don't want to sound contrite, because people always say our thoughts and prayers go out to, but Pimp, that we're thinking about you. If you need us for anything, let us know. Definitely gonna try to get some money together, so we can, because like Pimp Monk is one of the few people that like he saw us early on in our careers, and our careers are still very early, very still in the developmental stages. But like Pimp saw us and was like, man, you guys are severely undersubbed. Y'all channel is amazing, and he didn't have to look out for us. He didn't have to put in a good word to us, to the Drunken Peasants. He didn't have to have us on the Morning Wood, and he did. So we will always love and appreciate
And Pimp's also genuinely
So,
funny. That's a awesome dude who's funny.
he be having me crying laughing sometimes, like fucking snot be coming out my mask and shit. It's hilarious. So, yeah, Pimp is, anyway, fair motherfucking foul. Let's get to the segment.
All right, let's go.
The first story comes from mentalfloss.com, and this story is about when James O'Barr sold the script when he optioned the script to make the Crow movie. The screenwriters that got a hold of it decided to add a character to the movie named the Skull Cowboy, which was a manifestation of Eric Draven's mental anguish that appears 3 times in the comics, and they were going to use him in the movie as a spirit guide. The Skull Cowboy was to be played by Michael Berryman as sort of a spirit guide who would lay out the rules to Eric Draven's return to the land of the living. According to The Crow, the movie, the rules were that he could kill bad guys and receive his reunion with Shelley, but if he ever worked for the living, he would bleed. And in the DVD commentary, Alex Proyas, the director, who I'm a big fan of, by the way. I enjoy his movies. He did iRobot, he did Dark City, he did Knowing, and obviously he did The Crow. But in the DVD commentary, director Alex Proyas said a number of reasons.
Back up.
He said he was never happy.
Director Alex Proyas said, and then you cut out.
Okay, gotcha. In the DVD commentary, Alexander Proyas said that he cut the character for a number of reasons. He said he was never happy with the effect. He said he felt the character Skull Cowboy lowered the standard of the film and made it a little cheesy, he said. But also because he felt that the character was kind of unnecessary. He says, I feel like people get what's going on and you really don't need somebody telling the audience how the Crow's powers work. So he was able to, after Brandon Lee died, they were able to lobby to get that cut out the movie. Now, James O'Barr, the creator of the story, also didn't want that shit in the movie as well. But when James O'Barr was telling the writers that he didn't want that in the movie, they kind of dismissed him. So here's the question to everybody. Is it fair or foul that James O'Barr, the creator of the story, had to fight with the studio to get them to tell the story that he wanted in the first place? That's the question. Like, he had and just to recap, there was a character named Skull Cowboy, and there's a character named the Skull Cowboy, and basically he was going to be what's the little girl's name in the movie? Dara? Sarah?
Oh shit, I'm blanking on the girl's name.
Look, whatever the little girl's name is, Skull Cowboy was gonna be her older brother, and his role in the movie was basically going to be the guy. He was going to be the spirit guide for Eric Draven to explain to him how his powers work now that he's back on Earth, right? And James O'Barr did not want this to happen. The director, Alexander Proyas, did not want this to happen, but it was Alexander Proyas, the director, that had to pull the trigger to get it pulled out, right? But James O'Barr didn't want it in there from the beginning.
Yeah.
So the question is it fair or foul that James O'Barr, the creator of The Crow, had to fight with the studio to get them to tell the story that he wanted?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
And everybody in the chat, let us know what you think. Like, let us know if you think it's fair, if you think it's foul. Okay, I'm curious. I want to see what everybody thinks.
Yeah, I'm going right in. I'm just gonna say it's foul that he had to fight to have it removed. They should have just gone, okay, or had a little bit of a discussion. I know they own the rights, and it's technically fair for them to do whatever the fuck they want. Like the Crow could have been in tights and a cape if they bought the rights to make the movie. But if you want to make it right, then yeah, it's foul that he had to fight so hard. So I think it's both fair and foul.
Okay, Ryan Palmer in the chat says he co-wrote the script for the film. Didn't know they fought about the vision. Yeah. Apparently, this was an issue.
Oh yeah, he fought a bunch.
Let's see, and as you look into a lot of these comic book movies, you find that happens a lot. Like these motherfuckers get into wars. Like the original creators like go to war. Like if you listen to what is it? Todd McFarlane talk about working on Spawn, or the woman who created Tank Girl, who we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers get into some intense wars behind these stories.
Yeah.
So this is a thing that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's see what we got. I'm going to the chat now. American Nightmare says foul, but extra foul on Monty's do-rag. It's the same as my grandmother's cooking apron, tablecloth, and washcloths. And you know what?
Don't hate. Don't hate.
It does look like a table. It does look like a grandma's picnic table, but women that Monty has had sex with in his lifetime.
You broke up. So just read the rest of them. You broke up. They didn't hear you.
I broke. I can say it again. That's
no,
okay.
you don't have to. Just read the next one. It's all good.
All right. I'll read the next one. Let's see. Lord Jamarcus says, foul. I'm a supporter of creative vision. Don't make the movie on that material if you don't trust the creator to make it good. I agree 100% with Lord Jamarcus. Matter of fact, give Lord Jamarcus plunger points for that. That's awesome. Yeah. Tiny Tim on Fire says, foul as fuck. Destruction Inc. says foul. It should have been between him and the director. Phil Oliver Hole says foul. Hypothesis says foul, that they had to fight for it, but not the bigger foul to happen with Hollywood taking liberties. Yeah, and that's something else, because they're at the end of the day, they're looking at their bottom line. They're just like, well, are people going to understand this? Is this going to help us? Is this going to help us maximize the amount of money this movie makes?
Yeah.
You know, and it helps, and it doesn't help that they treat every audience like every audience is dumb as dirt.
Yep. They're not going to understand this. Like, we have to explain it.
I can remember listening to an interview with Michael Bay one time talking about the Transformers movies, and the interviewer was just like, yeah, man, so, you know, everybody says these movies are crap. What do you got to say about that? And Michael Bay was like, well, you can make something that makes money, or you can make something that the critics like, but you can't make something that does both of those things at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
yeah. And then The Dark Knight came out, so fuck him. So, so there you go. Let's see what else we got. Crazy Horse says, foul, you have a vision and you want to see it to completion. Yeah. Mega Crusher says Michael Jackson was pitched as the lead. So I wasn't going to say this, but yeah, they initially, when one of the movie studios wanted to buy this property from James O'Barr, they pitched it to him as a musical, and they wanted Michael Jackson to play the lead.
Truth. I remember that. I remember that being news. Yeah.
So, you know what, Mega Crusher, you get plunger points for dropping random factoids in the chat. I appreciate that. Benjamin Meredith says it's for the better. This character was cut. If both the filmmaker and the author of the source material didn't want it in, the studio should have acquiesced. I love the word, and trusted the creative team. Foul. You know what? Give Ben Meredith credit for giving plunger points for using the word acquiesce in the sentence.
There you go.
I was an English major, and I appreciate that. Lance Kasler says foul, because studios always think the audiences are not as smart enough to enjoy the depth content. Game of Thrones is a perfect example. Game of Thrones is an excellent fucking example. Give Lance Kasler a plunger point for that too.
There you go.
Mike says foul, but it makes sense that the studio has control over, because they are the ones paying to make it. But I do think they should let the director work more freely. I agree. All right, well, there we go. And look, I'm also calling foul on this one too. It's just like, look, the story is good. It was written the way it was written. If you didn't think it was good enough as is, then you probably shouldn't have bought the property. Probably wasn't. You guys weren't the studio for that shit. So yeah, that's what I think. All right, so let's go on to the next crow-based fair foul. Here we go. All right, this is a good one. This article comes from the New York Times, circa 1993. I did some digging on this motherfucker.
Okay.
So, and this is the one that, you know, this is the one, when you think about the Crow, this is the story that everybody thinks about.
Yeah.
Brandon Lee's death. So let's get into it. Brandon Lee, like for anybody who doesn't know, if you've never seen The Crow, if you're unfamiliar with it, Brandon Lee, who is Bruce Lee's son, who played the Crow, was killed during the filming of this movie. He got shot by a gun that was supposed to fire a blank cartridge, but 2 weeks before, and this is kind of intricate, so ride with me on this one if you can. The gun was supposed to fire a blank cartridge, but weeks before, the tip of the .44 caliber bullet had become lodged in its barrel in filming a close-up scene that used a hollowed out or dummy cartridge to make it look as if the gun held live ammunition. Okay? Dummy cartridges are supposed to be rendered harmless by removing the gunpowder and triggering the firing pin. Okay? Professionally made dummies can be bought, but the one used on the set of The Crow, however, were made by crew members. In the close-up shot, the triggering device in the dummy bullet apparently was improperly fired. The cartridge popped during filming and lodged the bullet in the tip of the gun barrel until it was dislodged when the blank was fired. The gun was not inspected between the filming of that scene and the day that the scene was shot on March 31st. Brandon Lee, the son of actor Bruce Lee, died of hours after being taken to a local hospital when the bullet pierced his abdomen, damaging several organs and lodging into his spine. The prop gun was not checked.
Wow.
Okay. Now, why am I talking about Brandon Lee's death so many years later? Why is this a fair file? I got you. The reason this is a fair file is because no criminal charges were filed against anybody that worked on this film. The district attorney investigating the shooting death of Brandon Lee says that he decided against charging the movie production company with negligent homicide. The production company they said the district attorney Jerry Spivey said that the police investigation had turned up no evidence of criminal wrongdoing. He had previously said he would not file charges against any individual involved in filming, but was reviewing state laws that hold corporations criminally liable in some circumstances. He said he had considered filing charges against Crowvision, the production company making the movie, but he said, and I quote, "There's a part of me that wants to file charges and have a trial, but from a purely legal point of view, I would not feel comfortable with the circumstances as I know them to be, charging Crowvision with negligent homicide." Okay? Now, the family didn't want to press charges either, but this is why this is a fair file. People get charged for negligent homicide all the time. I literally Googled negligent homicide today. There's a woman in Texas, in Levelland, Texas, who was charged with negligent homicide in a car crash. There's another person, a grandfather that got charged with negligent homicide because his granddaughter fell from one level of a cruise ship to another level of a cruise ship during his watch, and he was charged with negligent homicide. There are, without me doing any research, there are dozens of stories of people getting charged with negligent homicide. However, during the Brandon Lee case, nobody was charged with negligent homicide. So the question to everybody watching the show and to Monty, is it fair or foul that no one was charged with negligent homicide in Brandon Lee's death? And keep in mind, the family didn't want to press charges, and the investigating I want to say it right because I don't want to say the wrong thing. The district attorney said that he didn't think it made sense to charge negligent homicide to the production company, even though he could have charged it to a person. Couldn't they have charged it to the prop master?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? What does everybody think? Is it fair or foul that no one was charged for criminal for negligent homicide in Brandon Lee's death? What does everybody think about that?
Yeah, I say foul no, never mind. I take it back. Ernie Hudson. I was about to say I say foul because I guess there was no black people on the crew. Because somebody would have been charged. Oh, it was Leroy. Leroy made it.
Maybe they could have charged the nigga that had all the knives and shit. It was just like, oh, it was him. He did it.
Yeah. He'd be like, "What? It's over now, bro. Sorry."
Yeah.
But no. I'm honestly, yeah. I think it's no. You know what? I think it's fair if it's actually an accident. I think it's foul that all these other random negligent homicide cases are around. So we'll flip it that way. That's where I am.
I got you. All right. Okay, I got you. And I'd be curious to see what our resident law enforcement expert, American Nightmare, has to say about it.
Yeah, and also Dragon in the West said the band Ice Nine Kills has a song called A Grave Mistake, which was inspired by The Crow. It's a quality song in tribute to Brandon Lee. So
okay, we're gonna have to talk about that. We might have to listen to that song on one of the streams, on one of our Patreon only streams.
Yeah.
Destruction Inc. says file. You have got to check the equipment, especially dangerous props. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Lord Jamarcus says file. You don't fuck around with guns. Someone should have been held accountable. I also heard during the filming of this movie, there was a lot of drug use. There was a lot of dudes doing cocaine, like key grips and gaffers and all types of shit. And apparently it was like Brandon Lee had an issue with it because it was like they would be shooting a scene and like somebody, a cameraman might not be on time and he'd be like, oh, let me guess, he's in the bathroom doing fucking bumps, huh? Like he was calling niggas out on that shit during the filming of the movie.
All right.
You know. Let's see. Hypothesis says file. Unless the lawyer was a time traveler and knew how influential that movie would end up being. Tiny Tim on Fire says, I find it foul, but only sort of. Ben Meredith says foul. Somebody somewhere needed to be held accountable. Here we go. American Nightmare says foul, but we got some good things out of this tragedy. The Crow sting in WCW, and the answer to the question, and answer the question, Monty, are traps gay?
I don't know.
You see how evasive he is on his birthday, ladies and gentlemen? see how he's not answering questions on his birthday?
How am I not answering questions?
People if traps are gay, Monty?
Traps? Like,
no.
I don't know.
I can't speak on that right now. You see what type of shit he does? All right. I got you.
I hired Kyle's lawyer, so I can't say a lot. Like, he's sitting right over there, you know.
Hypothesis also concurs. He says Sting wouldn't stand up to the NWO if there was not a Crow movie. Yeah, like, you definitely don't want, like, Surfer Sting trying to do that shit, but, like, Crow Sting? Yeah. Phil Oliver Holt says fair, but only because the family's decision on the matter should be upheld. And you know what? That's a good point. That is a good point. If the family says they don't want to press charges, then
truth.
Listen to the family. Mega Crusher says foul. Ryan Palmer says fair. It's sad, but up to the family. And I mean, in the spirit of Bruce Lee to persecute for an accident, I mean, there was a wrongful death, but the family said their piece. Yeah, that's a good point. Crazy Horse says foul. Safety checks back then were really high, which makes me think maybe a plot. Yeah, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there, especially in the martial arts world, that believes that Bruce Lee learned a lot of Wing Chun. Was it Wing Chun or Wushu? I think it was Wing Chun. He studied a lot of Wing Chun, and there's a lot of people who have speculated for years that the Wing Chun masters in China didn't want their art being taught to Westerners, and they felt like he was basically sharing their secrets and had him killed on the set of was it Game of Death? Did he die on the set of Game of Death?
I don't remember.
You know, and then so there's also people that felt like that ended up passing on to Brandon Lee as well. But I don't know if I remember Brandon Lee teaching martial arts classes. Maybe he did. I have to do some research. Crazy Horse says foul. Oh yeah, I read that already. American Nightmare says, but in all seriousness, unless they can nail down who made the dummy cartridges, they couldn't charge one person to start with negligible homicide. See, there you go. That's why we have our resident legal expert, our legal law enforcement specialist to let us know these things. Just that's why you're here, American Nightmare. Not just because you're a cool motherfucker, but you're here because you can give us these answers that we don't know. We need to do a show with American Nightmare and Nate Brody. That's what we should do, and we just go over just different legal things.
There you go.
That'd
there
be
you
a dope
go.
episode. Mike says, foul. Why the fuck were they making dummy bullets themselves? Is it really worth saving a few dollars? So that movie was grossly shot under budget. And they described it, a few different people described it as they were making a $30 million movie for $15 million. So there was a lot of the stuff they were talking about, all the different things they had to do to cut corners in that movie in order to make that movie. The scene where they showed Detroit on fire. That's actually a miniature set that they basically built and set on fire because they couldn't afford to do anything else.
Yep. And you can tell watching it again. I was like, oh, miniature set. Look at that.
Yeah. Phil Oliver Hole says, even though I voted fair, I don't think the people responsible should be working in the industry ever again. Danny Listener says, fair. This seems like no one killed him on purpose. It was just a series of fortunate mistakes. Also, the police should honor the family's request. There you go. All right. There you go. Also, someone just jumped in. He says, how long has the show been on? Also, Wing Chun or W/E is a BS martial art, and it's been proven with a few of them being knocked the fuck out by MMA fighters in China. Well, yeah, but okay. I would love to break down the nuances of martial arts. We could do that another time. He says, this is the show about my favorite movie, and I missed the start. Fuck. Well, actually, you haven't missed it. We were just doing fair files about The Crow. Which actually I'm going to hand this next part off to Monty because Monty has personally hung out with the Crow creator James O'Barr on many different occasions. Monty, take it away.
Oh, all right. Well, yeah, we'll set up what could be another fair foul. Get a little bit of water in me. Sorry about that. So yeah, there was after The Crow, James O'Barr was really fucking torn apart by this. Not only was this a movie about him getting over losing the love of his life, the story itself was his coping mechanism. But on this set, he had gotten pretty attached to Brandon Lee. Thought of that kid as almost like a son. And then he dies on set. So it's double fucking whammy from the same situation. So he was done after this. He's like, let's finish the movie, let's get it out, and move the fuck on. And fuck you, Crazy Horse. It's not going to crash. So
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So what happens is after this, the movie's super successful. Studio wants to make a sequel. So they're like, you want to make a sequel? He's like, no, I don't want to make a fucking sequel. I'm done. I told the story. There's no more story. There's no more, I don't have another girlfriend for you to kill, shit like that. It's done. We're all good. Move on. They keep hounding and pressuring. So O'Barr says, look, he comes up with something, and it's a story about a bride that gets killed, and she would be the Crow at this point. He's like, well, we could do something like this. So he writes a script called The Bride. Hands it over. They look at it. Nothing fucking happens. And I might be missing details, so if anybody sees this that was hanging out with me at that point, let me know if I got details wrong. But nothing happens. Years go by. They make The Crow 2, 3 without his approval. That's whole other stories. If you see him at cons, ask him about those. You'll get an earful. They're hilarious. But he cashes the checks. So, because he still gets money from him. And I don't blame him. Go, bro. But so nothing happens. That script is just sitting with him. They paid him for the script. So it's like, fuck it. So a few years later, I don't know if any of you have ever seen the interviews where they're talking about how Kill Bill was made, but it was Quentin Tarantino had his pick of scripts because they own all these scripts. One of the scripts he came across was The Bride, and
which was supposed to be the sequel to The Crow.
Yes, And I'm trying to remember what interviews it was. It might not have been with him, but they were talking about how they had this script for a movie called The Bride. And Quentin Tarantino took it and turned it into Kill Bill Volumes 1 and 2. Like, there's no direct connection to it all, but all the pieces are there. And if you connect the dots, James O'Barr basically wrote Kill Bill and got no credit for the shit. And it was supposed to be The Crow 2. So,
yeah,
there you go. There's a story. There's way more detail, but
yeah. So just to briefly recap, James O'Barr, the creator of The Crow, was the studio wanted him to write a sequel, so he came up with this idea to do a story about the bride, who got murdered at her wedding, that came back and to seek revenge on the people that killed her. And it was called The Bride. He, got sent to Miramax, and then years later, Kill Bill gets created. So the question is, if this story is true, and I want to preface it with if this story is true and accurate, right? And Quentin Tarantino made Kill Bill off of this script, is it fair or foul? What are we asking? Is it fair or foul that this happened? Is it fair or foul that James O'Barr didn't get paid for this? What are we asking?
I don't know. What do you think? Fair or foul that James O'Barr got no credit for it? I'd say. Okay.
Is it if this is how Kill Bill was created, is it fair or foul? If this is what happened, if James O'Barr wrote a sequel to The Crow about Shelley the bride coming back to life, killing the people that killed her, which seems asinine because it seems like Eric Draven did a pretty good fucking job of it. But
this was a different character. It wouldn't have been Shelley. Yeah, it wouldn't have been Shelley. Yeah,
man, he got a lot of bitches that's getting married, getting killed. Goddamn, man.
It's got to be a moment of great tragedy. Yeah. You're at your wedding day, so a moment of great tragedy. Your entire wedding gets shot up?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm coming back to kill all of you.
Well, if I didn't really want to get married and somebody shot up the wedding, I'm not mad. I'm going to act mad. I'm going to be like, no, my wife, and her in-laws, no.
Act mad so the crow brings you back and the crow's bugging you. You're going to kill those people? Nigga, I'm going to get to it. Calm down. I'm getting to it. I'm planning right now. Stop looking through my eyes. Stop doing the look through my eyes shit. I see them. I know where they are. I'm planning. Let me finish this stage of the game. This is how I think, Crow.
Yeah. If this James O'Barr story is true, that he wrote The Bride and then it got sold to Miramax, and then Quentin Tarantino used that script to create Kill Bill, is it fair or foul? If this story is true, is it fair or foul that James O'Barr didn't get a credit in this?
Yes. I'm torn on it. Like, I understand, like, I think the fair or foul, like, I think it's fair that he didn't get a credit because it's obviously while it's the same thing, Quentin Tarantino the fuck out of it.
Yeah, he did, but you can also give credit to the source material.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jackie Brown was based on pre-existing source material, and he gave them credit for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But I also think the foul part is them not going with, and that could have been a good fair foul too, like whether they should have gone with that script as The Crow 2 rather than wait till years and years later and hand it off to him. So
yeah,
like, I got lots of thoughts about this because you pressured the man into writing the shit. And
not me. I don't have no thoughts about this shit. That shit's foul. At least give him a credit and a percentage.
Yeah.
I don't think it's hard at all to do. You give him a percentage and be like, either give him an additional writing credit or give him credit as the basis of some of the source material or something. Yeah. There's a way to do that shit. It's not this shit. Like I said, there's enough money out here for everybody. Do we really got to be greedy when we all out here getting millions? You know what I'm saying?
True.
Monty and I every month share dozens of dollars with one another.
Yeah.
Okay, so you mean to tell me these niggas is being stingy with millions and shit? Like, get the fuck out of here.
True.
If that's that's true. That's true. Let's go ahead and see what the chat is saying on this one. Ben Meredith said this is some fascinating lore. Yeah, and Monty is very good friends with James O'Barr, so they've hung out. You know what I'm saying? And talked. So he's got, matter of fact, somewhere there's a mountain of footage of Monty and the Mongoose and James O'Barr just having these very candid discussions while he sits in the back seat of their car and they take him to shitty restaurants, you know, between Houston to New Orleans.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Incredible. Yes. Mastering the art of timing, baby.
I know.
Let's see. American Nightmare says foul, but Kill Bill was awesome. Yes, it was. Hannibal, I would love to talk martial arts with you, considering I'm also a martial artist. Hell yeah, we can always talk martial arts. I did martial arts for 30 years. Yeah, I did martial arts for 30 years. I've done martial arts longer than I've done music. So there's something.
All right.
Yeah, I've studied in a lot of different disciplines too, so I'm a believer. So yeah, Crazy Horse says no credit, foul. Daddy Elizabeth says foul. Also, I haven't seen you in the chat often, Daddy Elizabeth. So welcome to Hannibal and Monty Shit Show. Also, we got 50 people watching. We got 44 likes. Let's go ahead and make the number of likes match the number of people watching the show. And we talked to the like button earlier, and she said she is absolutely with you, consensually touching her, licking her, you know what I'm saying? So go ahead and consensually massage that like button.
Yes. Please
Let's
do.
See. Lord Jamarcus says foul. It sounds like he probably did at least half of the work. Super Saiyan Zero says foul. Lance Kasler says foul. Now I feel better about not liking Kill Bill. Whoa. Wait a minute. What you mean you don't like Kill Bill? Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. We gotta, Lance Kasler, we gotta talk about this. Why you don't like Kill Bill? Let us know in the chat. American Nightmare says, are we all invited to Hannibal's wedding? Only if you promise to shoot that motherfucker up. I'm probably joking, y'all. Phil Oliver Holes says foul. I really like the Kill Bill movies, and I would rather the movies exist, but the person who made the basis to the script should get everything that's coming to them, credit and cash. Bird Flu C. Williams says, I'd say foul. That's a bite. Phil Oliver Holes also added, but if he sold the script, it's theirs to do with as they wish. Yeah.
That's also true.
Yeah, I'm just all about people getting credit that they deserve. Even if, either give them the credit or give them the cash. But you can't take both of those shits from him.
Yeah.
You know? Honest Red said hello, and I'm going to say hello back, Honest Red.
There you go. Monty, what's up, Honest Red?
Oh, there you go. I'm about to say, Honest, Monty doesn't even speak to people. Man, it's his birthday.
See, look, Hannibal's hitting me with the New Orleans. For those of you that don't know, that's what we say in New Orleans. If you don't say hi to somebody, you can't speak?
Yeah. It's all right. So that's all of the fair files we have about The Crow. Now, Monty, let's talk about the actual grades for The Crow.
Yeah.
Wait, I think do I go first this time?
Yeah, you go first this time.
Okay. And for everybody in the chat, if you've seen The Crow, 1994's The Crow, let us know what grade you give it on a scale of, A to F grading scale. If you guys have been with the show for a while, you know how we grade. A to F, you can go as high as an A plus, as low as an F minus, and you give pluses and minuses however you see fit. Look, this movie is incredible. I love this movie. I've seen this movie 1,000 times.
Your audio cut out.
I thought it was amazing the first couple dozen times. Oh shit!
You're back. Thank you. You're back.
I thought this movie was amazing the first couple dozen times I saw it when I was younger. I thought it was amazing when I would go to sleep to it the last decade or so. And rewatching this movie again is still amazing to me. This movie is fantastic. It's a simple story. Look at you guys. 50 people watching, 51 likes. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing.
And look, when Zoe gets back, we're making it rain. All 50 of y'all. That's it.
Yeah.
50 plunger points for 50 likes? Fuck yeah. As soon as Zoe gets back.
That shit is... Look, This movie is great. It does a lot with a little. It does a lot with tone and ambiance. And considering the fact that like a lot of the footage that they have of Brandon Lee was like they had to like reuse footage and then use stunt doubles for a lot of the stuff because he died while they were filming this movie. It looks good. Like it's just a good movie. One of the things that I think that is criminally underrated about this movie is the crew of people, T-Bird's crew that killed the Crow, that killed Eric Draven's character. They don't have a lot of screen time in the movie. We don't get a lot of backstory on them, but we understand who each character is in that gang. We understand who T-Bird is. We understand who Funboy is. We understand who the nigga with the knives is. We understand who Tintin is. Like we know, even though each character only got like a small amount of screen time, we knew each person's role in the movie and what they represented. And they didn't need a lot of screen time in order for us to understand that shit, and that was awesome. Ernie Hudson, the greatest Ghostbuster of all time, is fantastic in this movie. The little white girl is little and white, and she's awesome in this movie.
I actually got to have a cigarette with Ernie Hudson at a con. It was so random. James O'Barr was there, and I was like, "Hey, you want to go have a cigarette?" He's like, "Yeah, let me grab Ernie over here." I thought he was talking about like some maintenance dude that he was talking to. We walk over to Ernie Hudson's table, and he's like, "We're going to have a smoke. You want to come with us?" He's like, "Sure, man, let's go." And it's me, James O'Barr, and Ernie Hudson having a cigarette and talking about anything but the fucking Crow. It's the craziest shit ever.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, look, I love this movie. I think this movie is great. And I gave this movie a B+. I think this is a really, really, really good movie. And the only reason it gets a B+ and not some type of A is in the third act towards the end, like the actual main villain and his half Asian sister that he makes out with from time to time, they have no reason to be in this movie. They serve no purpose in this movie. They're just there, right? It's like, well, I'm the one who ordered the hit, goddammit.
Yeah, they're just the crazy people at the top of the food chain. Like, I accept them. Like, I get it. They're ridiculous. They're off. I get it. And you know what? I'll just take this as my cue because you said everything I would have said. So fuck you. But it actually speeds the show up. But I gave this a solid A. I think this movie is an A. It's
okay.
I found it that well done, and I stick with A. I'm like standing right in the middle of A. Like, not too far up, not too far back. It's right there. I think it's
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, like, I would love to give this movie an A because I think it holds up in time. Like,
it holds up very well.
Yeah, and something else great about this movie is the music. Like, it's not overpowering.
Yeah.
Like, the movie is very subtly splashed. There's a really cool scene of Brandon Lee running across the rooftops, and there's a song from The Cure called "Burn" playing in the background that they never perform live. Like, there's actually footage of them at a concert, and they asked the crowd, "Hey, you guys got any requests?" And somebody else, "Burn," and then the whole crowd starts chanting, "Burn, burn, burn," and they're looking at each other like, what song is that? And it was like, wait, is that song we did for that movie? Like, it was just, they didn't even know what it was.
Nice.
To add it to play that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like.
That's another thing we need to mention about this is the fucking soundtrack. In my opinion, this is one of the greatest movie soundtracks ever. And some of my absolute favorite songs are from this soundtrack, and they're just so fucking great. Like, the Machines of Love and Grace song, like, it's so over the top that it's great. Like, I am glow in the motherfucking dark. Like, why are we so intense with this? But they sell it. They sell it way better than I did. But all that shit, the entire soundtrack, and that was my first time ever hearing Rage Against the Machine, actually, was on the Crow soundtrack. Like, everything about this movie, I think it sort of raised the bar for everything around it at the time. So it's deserving of all of it. So
yes, no, this is a fantastic, and the score work is fantastic. Like one of my favorite pieces of the score is it's called "The Rain." So if you like get on YouTube and search the Crow OST or the Crow score and search "The Rain," that piece of music, and it's only like 50 seconds long, and it plays throughout the movie in different places. It's fantastic. I can't say enough great things about this movie. And as American Nightmare pointed out earlier, giving plunger points for pointing this out. You know, this movie gave us that version of WCW Sting. Which is the best version of Sting.
And also Vlad Tapes with Dead Souls. It's another fucking great song from that soundtrack.
Yes. American Nightmare gave it a B+. He says B+ for me. Can we take Monty to different restaurants and tell them all that it's his birthday and have them sing horrible happy birthday songs? So you know what's funny? Monty and I actually talked about this earlier today, and I told him that I'm gonna end up making that a What's Eating Hannibal one day. So, so the fact that you pre-anticipated a future What's Eating Hannibal is amazing. So take your plunger points.
And also, before we go any further, Crazy Horse asked why Luna's screen is blank. A few other people did, and I want to clear it up so that everybody knows there might have been some miscommunication on my end, and it's been a crazy few days. I don't know what's going on. I didn't have time to change the graphic, and with all the technical difficulties, we just had to roll with it. So, sorry about that.
And speaking of rolling with it, because I see y'all grades, Vlad Tapes gave it an A. Let's see what else. Someone gave it an A+, or maybe an A-. I'm sorry, A-. If you've not seen this movie, you need to go see it. Lance Kasler gave it an A. Dragon in the West gave it an A. Ben Meredith, like I said, B+. And I'm actually with Ben on this one. I think it's a B+. But I'm not mad at anybody giving this movie an A, because this is a really, really, really good movie. It's just when I looked at it next to some of the other movies we gave A's to, it's like, nah, I can't put it in that category. But this is a great fucking movie. And the fact that it came out in 94 and still holds up. Two comic book movies that came out in the 90s that still hold up very well today is Blade and The Crow.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, those two movies both hold up very well. That being said, we got to move on because Monty's got some obligations that he's got to get to, and we're eating up time. So let's go ahead to shit we don't care about, Monty.
Here we go. But first, Zoe, make it rain.
I'm rich, bitch.
There we go. Now let's do it.
Everybody got 50 plunger points because it's Monty's birthday.
Not because it's my birthday. Stop it. I am not celebrating.
Are you saying it's not your birthday today?
It is my birthday today, but I am not celebrating my birthday.
The shit we don't care about, please. Thank you very much.
Now, in a desperate attempt to fill 24 hours of programming, here's some bullshit that happened. We've got some footage here of the bullshit, which began just after 3 o'clock this afternoon.
That's bullshit. This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
You know what? This is bullshit.
This is bullshit.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
That's bullshit, Gary! Nerd!
Okay, music stop.
Send the beat, fucking with you. Yep. Little stupid ass, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I don't give a fuck, bitch. I don't give a.
I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Shit we don't motherfucking care about. So, first things first, if this is your first time watching Hannibal and Monty Shit Show, first off, welcome. We're happy to have you. The way this segment works, it works a lot like Fair File. I do a deep dive on the news every day, and I come across all these stories. But sometimes I come across stories, and I wonder to myself, who gives a shit about this story, right? And what I've done, because we're talking about, because we're adding to the ultimate comic book movie list this week, what I decided to do was I grabbed all the stories that are related to the next movie we're going to talk about, which is Sin motherfucking City.
Yes.
So I grabbed a bunch of shit we don't care. I grabbed a bunch of stories about the cast members, and I'm gonna read them to you, and we'll see. Now, if you give a shit, if enough of y'all give a shit, I will read the story. If you don't give a shit, I will not read the story. And because we're on a bit of a time lapse from the time that we say it to the time y'all see it, if you want me to read the story, you have to say hashtag care and then the name of the story. All right?
There you go. There you go.
Hashtag care, name of the story.
I like
it. If enough of y'all give a shit, I will read the story until y'all make me quit. Now, just for recap, a couple days ago when we did the show on Wednesday, you guys made me read that Michelle Obama, Lin-Manuel Miranda. You guys immediately. Okay, I thought the camera went out.
No, you're back. You're back.
There we go.
Oh, your camera went out, but we'll get you back. There we go.
Okay, there we go. That's super weird, man. I think something's wrong with the USB ports on my computer.
All right.
So
we'll fix that.
So yeah, I'm going to read this. I'm gonna read a headline. If you guys care, I'll read the story. If you guys don't care, look at this. They're already saying care for all. All right, you fuckers. This is all because of Pumpkingate. And I don't have the time to. Okay. Let me just start this. All right, here we go. The first story comes from GossipCop.com.
I don't care.
I haven't read the story yet, Monty.
That Gossip Cop? No, I don't give a shit about that. But read the rest of it. Like, we'll see. Let's see if I care.
Here you go. Ben Affleck trying to steal Jessica Alba from her husband?
I don't care.
I should point out that's the headline.
I don't
Ben
care.
Affleck trying to steal Jessica Alba from her husband? That's not even a complete sentence.
Yeah, I don't care. And look, Penultima got it right. Give Penultima some plunger points for that. Even Hannibal's computer doesn't care.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, well, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. If I got to come back to it, I will. The next story comes from HollywoodLife.com. It says, Cory Booker gushes over Rosario Dawson and marriage plans on Wendy. No. He said, and I quote, she's a righteous activist.
No, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. And Crazy Horse, you're right. Foul. Oh, don't care. Yeah, don't care. Don't care.
Definitely got more not cares coming in than we got cares coming in. And I like that. That's awesome. There we go. The next story comes from page6.com. Mickey Rourke spotted with much younger Russian gal pal at Cipriani?
No, I don't care. No, I just don't care about this. No shit's given.
Okay.
No.
All right. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Don't care. I'm trying to see. Does anybody care? All I see is care for all stories, but nobody's saying they care about this story. Awesome. Yeah. And moving on. The next story comes from WonderlandMagazine.com.
Mike said Medi hashtag care for all. Plunger points for Mike for that.
Yes. Okay. You get plunger points for that. That's hilarious. Medicare for all. That's hilarious. WonderlandMagazine.com says, Fenty Beauty debuts new shade. This is not a drill. Rihanna channels ultimate 2000s icon Devin Aoki.
I don't care. I don't know who the fuck Devin Aoki is, and I don't care.
Devin Aoki is young little Miho.
I don't care.
All right. Well, there you go. We'll see if anybody else cares.
Yes, on this day, not a single fuck was given.
And the last story comes from WBUR.org from their Here and Now section. Clive Owen gets wordy in a new romantic comedy.
No, I don't care.
You don't care about his new romantic comedy, or you don't care that he was wordy?
Either one. I don't care that he was wordy, and I don't care about his new romantic comedy.
All right. Well, let's see. I'm not seeing anybody hashtagging the stories that they care about. Let's see. I'm giving it a couple seconds. I don't see it. All right. Well, that looks like that wraps up shit we don't care about. So now that we've done all the shit that we don't care about, Monty, maybe you have some important shit that they might actually care about.
Well, do we want to go into important shit, or do we just want to talk about Sin City first?
You're absolutely right.
Yes. Hannibal.
Yeah, okay.
Hannibal's trying to push us out the door. Look at this shit.
You know what? All right, Monty. What'd you think of Sin City?
I still love this first Sin City. I think this movie is super well done. It is visually fucking stunning. This first movie is just absolutely beautiful. I enjoyed the fuck out of this, and there are versions of this which we talked about on the phone and it's something I want to mention. There are versions of this where they put all the individual stories together in order, and it ultimately hurts the story. When it's told the way it's told, this whole thing comes together. It sets up, tells you everything you need to know about the city, along with these fucking brilliant visuals, ridiculous shots that match something you would see in a comic book, particularly a Frank Miller comic book. This is a Frank Miller comic brought to life, and it's done fucking brilliantly. This movie I thought was great. I landed on a B+ for it.
Shut your mouth. You gave us a B+?
Yes.
Sin City's a B+, but The Crow is an A?
Yes. Yes.
Amazing.
I think The Crow is better than Sin City. This city is great. This movie is great, though.
Oh, so, man, I disagree with you, man. I think Sin City is arguably one of the greatest comic book movies ever made. I think that they got this movie all the way right. I am torn between giving it an A and an A+.
All right.
Yeah, this movie is fantastic. Like every element of this movie is perfectly put together. From the movie starting with Josh Hartnett as the hitman, and then ending with Josh Hartnett as a hitman at the very end is like, it is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
The Marv story is great. The Clive Owen Dwight story is fantastic. The way they bookend it with the Bruce Willis story is hard again.
Yeah.
In between the way they talk about the balance of power and corruption in the city, where it's like the good guys, even when the bad guys, even when they lose, they don't always lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they lose, but if the bad guy loses, he's taking something from you while he loses.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And I think this movie is absolutely incredible. I'm torn between an A and an A+. I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence with it, but it's definitely some type of A for me. Like there are literally no flaws in this film.
Yeah.
Like, and the way that they use the black and white with the splashes of color. Like, I was wondering how Robert Rodriguez was going to accomplish that, because that was such a big element in the comics.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this going to work in a live action movie? And they fucking did it.
Yeah.
They absolutely killed it. They used that Dick Tracy style of like crime noir talking, and narration, and then they put it together in a story that absolutely works. I think this movie is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I give it an A or an A-.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not mad at the A. Or even an A+. That's just where I fell with it. So
what stops it from getting an A? Why does it stop at B+ and not go up to at least an A-? What's the thing that's that? Because for me, for The Crow, it was the way the third act played out, and there's no purpose for the main villain and his sister. Like, they don't really serve a purpose in that movie.
Yeah.
That was what stopped it from going from a B+ to an A. What's your reason for stopping Sin City from going from B+ to A?
I don't know. I have always, even from, and I can't put my finger on it, I have to think more into it, but
this is a Stan argument again, isn't it?
All right, you know what? Fuck it. We'll have this discussion later. I'm too tired to deal with it now. No, it's gonna be a thing. Let's read this super chat from Alan Reyes. Hannibal, in Jabba's voice, do his gibberish, say solo, and then do his laugh. Hannibal, have at it.
I got
and
you.
Then we'll do important shit.
I got you. It's Yasi Wagaduba da solo. Ha 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 ha.
See, there we go.
Yeah.
So, let's move into important shit. before Hannibal takes me down a fucking rabbit hole.
It's like, look, here's the thing. If you got a reason for it, I'm gonna be like, okay, cool, I got you, and I'm gonna listen to your reasons, and that's what it is. I just want to hear what it is, but not like. I don't even think we can have this conversation today. We probably can't even have it tomorrow either.
Yeah.
Like, we might have to just wait.
I'm saying, look at all the pieces in place. What time did I go to bed? What time did I get up? How much show shit did I deal with?
A lot.
There we go.
Lot.
There we go. So let's put a pin in this.
Greece gave it a solid B.
Yeah.
Mike gave it an A-. Let's see what else. Penultimate gave it a B+, so he's on your side. I'm saddened.
Team Monty. Look. Not that we're doing teams, but someone knows what's up. But
someone gave it an A- stuff. What you talking about?
But he's still saying he can give it an A-. I'm accepting of that.
The American Nightmare gave it an A. Yeah, it's I'm very interested. Okay, I'm with it. I'm all the way with it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's okay. So now that we've talked about Sin City, Monty. Oh, Dragon in the West gave it a B+. Create Beat says he agrees with Hannibal. Thank you very much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. See, and I resisted the urge to say some smart-assed bullshit just now. Look, Ecstasy Bell said it's a C. What are we talking about? There you go. So that being said, Monty, now that we've talked about shit we don't care about, maybe you have some important shit that we should care about.
Absolutely. Let's get into this.
FlyingZombies.com.
Hold on.
Blog Talk Radio and Team MFN proudly present Hannibal and Monty's Action News with L. Damon on sports, Keith, the man on the street, meteorologist scientist Mel on weather, and Hannibal and Monty's Action News anchors, Hannibal and Monty. And now, here's lead anchor Monty with Monty's important shit.
Got to turn my fucking mic on. Look at that.
I
Now it's back.
I was just about to tell you got to get your mic.
There we go. I caught it. We're all good. So.
Oh, and Kilo just sent us some love. Says just got home and I'm taking a major 5H1T.
Do it, Kilo.
Taking a shit. Taking a dump.
Do it. And I'm trying to get to where I put my important shit. But while I get to that, this is how important shit works. Normally, much like Hannibal, I do my dive through the news, but it's usually more nerdy shit, random shit. Like, I read some weird shit in the news. And it's so weird that I'm like, oh, it'd be crazy if this happens. I make up stories of my own. So, what I'm going to do with you guys is mix it up a little bit. I've got 4 Tank Girl facts for you this time, since that's the next movie we're talking about. And I'm going to give you 4 Tank Girl facts, but one of them did not actually happen.
Wait, Monty, I just realized this second we did not talk about Sin City 2.
We're going to talk about Sin City 2 on after check this shit out.
Gotcha. Okay, see, yes. even on his motherfucking birthday on 45 minutes of sleep, this motherfucker is still got that shit together.
I'm on top of the shit. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. Let me do one screenshot real quick because I'm a little off my shit on this, and the motherfucker's not there. But, yeah, so I got, there we go, screenshot captured. All right, so, yeah, I got 4 Tank Girl facts for you, and one of them is not a fact and didn't actually happen. So, here we go. Let's go with the first one. And I'm so not prepared. I'm so sorry. I'm fucking up right now. Here we go. All right.
It's okay, birthday boy. Don't worry about it.
So, our first one has to do with the Rippers from Tank Girl. So,
okay.
After the movie was done, MGM.
Wait. You got to tell everybody how this segment works.
Oh yeah. Shit. See, I'm slipping up, trying to get all my shit together. So,
I got you. I'm with you.
So what's going to happen is you guys are going to vote, but you only get to vote once on which story you think is the fake one. And they get, Hannibal, how many plunger points do we want to give them?
I don't know, man. It's your birthday. How many points you want to give out? Even though we're not celebrating your birthday today.
You know what? 22, since it's the 22nd. How
I like
that?
it. I like it.
There we go.
You know what's awesome about Hannibal and Monty Shit Show? My birthday is October 22nd.
See?
Your birthday is November 22nd.
There you go. There you go. See?
All cool. It's happening in twos.
See it all in month after month. So
yeah.
That ain't nothing but God, Hannibal. That ain't nothing but God.
Can I give Monty plunger points on his birthday, Zoe?
There you go. Hannibal's giving me plunger points, so there you go. Put them on there.
And you know what? And you know what? Next week for the torch episode, I'm gonna donate all my plunger points to one lucky shithead.
Yes, and I'll give mine away to somebody too. So there we go. So I'm gonna start with the first story. Here's my first story. After the movie's done, MGM wanted to cut out a scene of Tank Girl and her new Ripper boyfriend, Booga. After, it was a scene taking place after sex. But they had already spent $5,000 on a prosthetic penis for this giant mutant kangaroo. And the scene was cut anyway, but yeah. They after spending $5,000 on a giant prosthetic penis, they decided to cut the scene out because they thought it was a little too much.
All right, so off the rip, that's a lie. You made that up. So all right. Look, y'all don't got to hear the other three stories. That's a lie. He made that up. MGM had to tell them to cut the kangaroo dick scene out. Yeah, you made that. What's the next story, Mark?
And the penis was $5,000. Don't forget that.
Listen, I used to manage a porn store, so let me tell you, fake penises do not cost that much. Fake vaginas cost a whole lot, but fake dicks don't cost nothing. Okay? Fake dicks are quite literally a dime a dozen.
All right. Well, one of the taglines for the movie was "Too hip for Spielberg," and that was because Spielberg was asked to produce the film, but declined because he felt it wasn't hip enough for him. So there you go. There's that one.
Steven Spielberg used the words hip. He said, that movie's not hip enough for me.
He said he was not hip enough for that movie.
Oh, he said Steven Spielberg said he's not hip enough. Okay.
Yeah.
For the movie.
Yeah.
All right, that might be believable. But it's still hard to believe that somebody used the word hip in Hannibal and Steven Spielberg. I don't know. That also sounds like that could be a lie. What's the next story?
All right. The next one was another scene that was cut, and it's of Rebecca, Tank Girl, and her boyfriend getting high and listening to music. But the scene was removed because the scene showed her massive dildo collection, and they thought it was too much to be on screen.
You sure got a lot of dick-related stuff on this motherfucking show.
Yeah, there's a lot of dick-related stuff in this movie. What are you talking about? The stuff that they let slide.
Okay. Okay. All right. What's the fourth story?
All right. The fourth story was they blew money on everything on this. And another thing that money was blown on was repaints for the tank. Some of the things they didn't like on the tank. On top of dicks painted in random places on the tank, because there's a lot of dick jokes in this movie. On the barrel of the tank, it read "Hot Load" in big red letters. So that's the fourth story.
Wait. On her tank, on Tank Girl's tank in the Tank Girl movie, there's somebody wrote what is it? Massive load?
Yeah, hot load.
Somebody
it was written across. They had to repaint the tank. It's not in any of the shots, but that was another thing they had to spend money on, repaints for the tank.
Okay. All right, so just to recap, story number 1 is that they spent $5,000 on the kangaroo dick for the movie, and MGM had to tell them to cut that out.
Yeah, it never made it on screen. Yeah.
Story number 2 is Steven Spielberg said he wasn't hip enough to direct this movie.
Yes. Yes.
Story number 3 is that Tank Girl there was a scene when she was getting high, and in the background there was a massive dildo collection that was cut out of the movie.
Yes.
And story number 4 was Tank Girl's tank had the words "hot load" on it, and it had to be taken out.
Yeah, and other stuff, other details on the tank. That was just one of the more egregious ones that MGM was like, no, this is too much.
All right. Well, everybody watching the chat, I'm giving you guys 1 minute to figure it out. I've started the timer, and Thrift Store Dan has just shown up. What's going on, Thrift Store Dan? This is actually our 3rd show today.
Yeah.
So,
we're working hard today.
Yeah, or hardly working.
Yeah.
No, we're working hard as we're working hard as shit. This is ridiculous. So, let's see. All right, story number 1 is $5,000 for kangaroo dick prosthetics.
Yes.
That's a very specific number for you to make up, Montel.
No, when people make up numbers, they make up 3,000. That's the number people make up when they make up numbers. 3,000.
Steven Spielberg wasn't hip. Steven Spielberg said he wasn't hip enough to direct this movie. This doesn't even seem like a movie that Steven Spielberg would want to direct.
Yeah.
The third story is that Tank Girl, and there's a scene when she's getting high, and there's a massive dick collection in the background. And the fourth story is that Tank had the word "hot load" written on it and it had to be painted out.
Yeah, not just that, but other things. That was just one of the things. I didn't copy everything. Like there were dicks drawn on the tank, stuff like that too. So,
all right, you know what? I'm gonna say, because 3 of these are dick related, because 3 of these stories are dick related.
Yes.
The only one that's not dick related is the Steven Spielberg one.
Okay.
And I've never heard anybody say Steven Spielberg is a dick. Therefore, that is the fake story. That's what I'm going with. Number 2 is my final answer.
The logic is dizzying. Okay, so
look, you gave Sin City a B+, and that's what's dizzying. Look, I'm just saying, I don't think somebody went to Steven Spielberg and was like, hey, we got this movie about mutant kangaroos and Lori Petty. You want to fucking... I just don't buy that I'm calling fake on that.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not mad at you.
So everybody who gets this right gets 22 plunger points?
22 plunger points for everybody that gets it right. Thank you for the free Google Money, Thrift Store Dan, by the way. And I'll just go in... I'll go in the order that... Something like the order I said them in. Let's see. I'll go with... So the first story about the $5,000 prosthetic dick for... Thank you, Thrift Store Dan. About the prosthetic $5,000 dick for Booga. That was real. That actually happened.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious?
Yes.
They spent $5,000 on a prosthetic kangaroo dick?
Yes.
I have so many questions.
Like, was it animatronic? Did it move? I was wondering myself. But, and Steven Spielberg being too hip is true.
Shut up. So they approached Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg said he was too hip.
Yep.
He wasn't hip enough to direct this movie.
Yeah, it says Steven Spielberg was asked to produce the film, but decided because he felt he was not hip enough for it. This led to a slogan that the film was too hip for Spielberg.
Holy shit snacks. All right. So we got 2 left.
Yes.
I was wrong again. So here we go.
Here's the next one. All right, I'm going to tell you. Which one do you want to hear? The real one? Or do you want to hear which one's real, or do you want me to read? Or which one is fake, or do you want me to read the real one?
No, read the real one.
Okay.
Read the real one.
All right. In trailers. No, that's too far up. All right. This is another scene that was deleted from the movie, and it says, where Rebecca's getting stoned in her room while listening to some music. And I want to get to that. And talking to her first boyfriend, Richard. This scene was cut by MGM because it showed a huge dildo collection that Rebecca had in her room. Dialogue between... Oh, wait, no, that's the next story. So there you go.
Oh, my God. So the one that was fake was the tank that had hot load on it that they had to repaint?
Yes. Yeah, there were so many dick stories. I was like, I can just throw in another dick story and it'll fit right in.
You know what, Monty? I tip my mask to you, sir, okay? Because I would not have guessed that was the fake story. Wow. Wow. I was just like, yeah, that sounds about right. They painted hot load on it. I didn't even consider number 4. So let's see. All right, how many people got that right? It doesn't look like a lot of people did.
Yeah, I saw a lot of number 2s.
Oh, shit. One person got it right.
Who was it?
Penultimate.
Damn, Pen. You know what? We're not going to do it this time. We might have to establish bonuses if you end up being the lone wolf that gets it right.
No, I think we should do that now. I think we should multiply that 22 times what?
However many people voted.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna add that up right now. And while I figure that out, Monty, I like that. So yeah, if you're the only person that guesses the number and you get it right, you will win that number of plunger points times how many people voted for it. That's it. We established that right now. That's what's going on. Holy shit.
And look, while Hannibal counts that up, let's run the intro for our next set. Or wait, no, we got to talk about Tank Girl. See, if this was just show, we could have just done it. But you know what? Why don't you count it while I talk about, or let me count it. And what did you think of Tank Girl? Oh, Zoe's got it. Zoe's adding it up.
Awesome.
Zoe's a producer. Like, let's go. What did you think of Tank Girl?
This was my first time seeing the movie, and you know what, Monty? You got to go first on this one. I got to hear what you say first. I gotta go second.
Okay. All right. I used to love this movie when I was in high school. I still love this movie today. This is still one of my favorite movies ever. I find it super fun. It's enjoyable. It's ridiculous. It's fucking dumb. And a lot of it doesn't make a lot of sense. But I enjoy the fuck out of that. I love how random it is. I love the way all the characters play off of each other. But that being said, there's a lot wrong with it. There's a lot of fuckery happening that doesn't make sense and makes less sense than even Ninja Turtles. So I fall on and like I have a deep love for this movie. This movie is probably in my top 20 favorite movies ever. So, but that being said, I still fall at a C- with this movie.
Wow, yeah. Monty. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Anytime, if I ever the next time I criticize Monty about The Dark Knight or Stan or Nirvana or Sin City, right? I want you guys to remind me of this moment right here. I want y'all to remind me of this moment right here to show that Monty is not picking his grades on bias. Okay? For the second time this episode, I tip my mask to you, sir. Because I didn't know what level of argument we were gonna get in about this movie. I
know what this is.
Yeah, this movie was a hard movie for me to watch. I had never seen this movie before, and so here's the thing. I actually like the way they used the comic book scene splices in the movie. I thought that part was brilliant. I enjoyed Lori Petty in this movie. And yeah, that and shout out to fucking young ass Naomi Watts still being hot under all that nerdism, because I'm sitting up there watching. I'm like, who the fuck is that chick? That chick nice. And it's like, oh, that's Naomi Watts. Well, yeah, of course, that bitch is beautiful. I don't know what the fuck. It's just some. Yeah, that bitch is amazing. I don't know what's in the water that her and Nicole Kidman was drinking in Australia, but they're crushing it. So, my hats off to you ladies and to Red Eye.
Yep. Hang on.
I mean, not those ladies
There you go.
specifically.
You're
I
back
know.
now.
I went out for a second. I actually saw it happen just now while I was talking. I saw the screen freeze while I was talking.
All right.
So crazy. This is my first time watching it. I thought I was gonna hate it. I did not hate this movie. I did not hate this movie at all. It was. I think if I had watched this movie high, I'd have been like, "This movie is fucking incredible." But I didn't watch. But I didn't watch it high. I watched it sober, and it was just like, it's all right. It's cool. I mean, it was like there were parts of this where this was almost an okay movie, and I'm torn between giving it a C- and a D+, but I'm leaning towards C-. I'm leaning towards C- because there are a lot of redeeming things in this, especially and like reading the backstory on all the shit that the creator had to deal with the studio in making this movie was ridiculous. Like you think James O'Barr had some fights with the Crow. Read about the shit this bitch had to go through making Tank Girl.
Yeah.
And she went through some wars making this fucking movie. With characters being taken out, scenes being taken out, them basically not understanding what the movie was.
Yeah. Bjork was supposed to be in this as Subgirl.
Yeah, Bjork was supposed to be Subgirl. That's absolutely go Monty, fucking knowing his shit. Fucking, and what they did was they used the Bjork song somewhere in this movie.
Yep. Yeah, they used Big Time Sensuality, and they used 2 Bjork songs in this movie.
Oh, look at Monty, the motherfucking Bjork export. You know what? She is white.
Hey, I fucking love Bjork, and this has been one of my favorite movies since I was in high school. Like, and it still is. Still holds up for me.
Rewatching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was like, I love that movie so much. I know all the songs in the movie before they start playing.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, this when that MC Hammer song come on. Oh yeah, TURTLE power T. Like I was like, I know every song before it starts playing. So I was like, yeah, I understand. That's why it hurt me so to be like, fuck Danny Pennington. You know what I'm saying? Because fuck him for making this movie. Ice-T is in this movie, and he is a black fucking kangaroo, which doesn't make any sense because the kangaroos is kangaroos. Why should they have ethnic backgrounds or whatever? But whatever.
Well, it's because they're reincarnated.
Okay.
They're reincarnated versions of other people.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. That totally makes it make more sense now.
Look, the shit doesn't make sense. That's one of the dumbest things in the movie, but I love it. I'm like, let's go. I'm in.
Yeah, I like that Johnny Prophet taught him to pray, but praying was dancing. And like one of the niggas did poetry and played the saxophone. Incidentally, the nigga kangaroo who played the saxophone and did the poetry, that was Sue and Johnny Storm's dad in the last Fantastic Four movie.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
As soon as I heard his voice, I was like, I had to check the. I said, hold the fuck up, get the fuck out of here. Also, shout out to Malcolm McDowell as the villain because he's always the villain in the movie. Yeah. Just like the guy in The Crow that was the villain is always the villain in every movie that he's in. Too. You know, and Rutger Hauer, who was the villain in Sin City, who's always the villain in everything that he's in as well. You know, hashtag, they ought to make a movie with all of these villainous characters that these guys that always have to play the villains and make a movie where they're all not bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm torn between giving it a C-, D+. I'm gonna sit with it for a day or so and let me think on it. And look, everybody, if you've seen Tank Girl, drop your grade in the chat. Let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, yeah. So there we go.
You laughing at penultimate?
No, I didn't see what he said. Yes. Get your plunger points, penultimate. Zoe's writing it down.
Yeah. With attitude.
That was cute, but that's okay. It's still funny.
Yeah. Ice-T was also in one of the Leprechaun movies. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. You know, there was an interview. Did you see the factoid about Ice-T where he was doing some press junket and they were talking to him about the movie and they was talking shit about how bad the movie was.
And he's like, they paid me, what was it, $15,000 or $8,000?
It was like $800,000.
Yeah, something. And that's all he said. Like, all right, that's how you answer.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. I'm C minus D plus, leaning towards C minus. I am leaning towards C minus because this is almost a good movie. This is almost an okay movie. You know, it walks that border between like straight to DVD and it was a straight to DVD movie that got a theatrical release.
Yeah. That's about what it was. And I saw this in theaters.
Lee. Oh yeah, and Iggy Pop was in the movie as the pedophile with a cat. And it's so weird how these movies connect because we didn't pick these movies strategically when we chose to do this episode. But like Iggy Pop was in this movie, and the fun boy character in The Crow was based on Iggy Pop.
Wow, I did not know that. See?
Yeah, the fun boy character was based on Iggy Pop. So the guy who played him, literally watched a bunch of Iggy Pop shit so he could imitate his mannerisms and stuff like that. And then the warehouse that the final fight that the big shootout takes place in The Crow is the same warehouse that the Foot Clan used in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. Shit. We happen to pick these movies and do this episode today. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, that takes us to the last segment of the show and the last movie that we haven't talked about. Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For. Monty,
but
got any shit for us to check out today?
Yeah, I do have some shit for us to check out. I got another Mag Truth video. This was about Jessica Alba. So check this out.
Shut up. Are you serious?
Yes.
Man.
Here we go.
He did a video about you and Jessica Alba. That is crazy.
The man gets around. He talks his shit.
Amazing.
Incredible. So there you go, Zoe.
Oh, Monty, I don't have any audio right now either.
Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show presents. Hang on a second. Pause it. Check that shit out.
What?
Yeah, I don't know why. I could watch it live on YouTube if it just kind of speeds up.
It always slows us down. Let's fix it real quick. Zoe, go to Skype and unshare and then reshare the thing with them.
Oh, shout out to my face.
There you go.
Also, shout out to this 12 Years a Slave afro I'm rocking right now.
I know. How about that?
Yeah. Look, if it's good enough for Jay-Z, it's good enough for me. That nigga's worth $1 billion and has sex with Beyonce. All right. If he can look like a runaway slave, then so can I. Also, I'm black. I can make that joke. Don't make that joke, y'all. Just for safety reasons, don't make that joke. Motherfucker. I got it.
Made him like that.
You hear it now?
I don't even understand.
Hannibal?
I can hear it.
All right.
Remember that shit I gave you last week, nigga? It's nothing, nigga. It's nothing. It's nothing, nigga. Nigga, it's nothing. This shit right here, nigga. This shit right here, nigga. Right here. This shit, nigga. This shit here, nigga.
Check this shit out.
Name is Chris the Brother Gunner like, nigga.
Now, today I'm gonna break into this Jessica Alba that you see sitting right there, so-called movie star. And as you can see right there, all one-eye symbol said Comic Con. Yes, CC for 33. And he show you the one-eye symbol for the devil. And it do tell you that these people is nothing but con artists, 100% on the people.
What would surprise people about Jessica Alba?
I'm a man.
You hear that? People. You gotta understand, these people right here, when they're ready, they tell you truth in plain sight. You have to pay attention, but they know the dumb people not gonna hear. Don't sleep no more. This one confess and tell you that it is a man, got browerage and everything. Yes, he's just a masked up man on the masses. And yes, you can see the Adam's apple in the neck. No doubt about it. There you go. Paint on another face on the people. Lipstick and bando in, yes, and trick the people. There you go with the big hands. Of course, it's a man. It's a 100% bam. Right there, you can see the bony chest. And this one right here, Jessica Alba, got a lot of men jacking off to this dumb shit right here. They need to wait. 100%. It's a man. Of course, it's a drag with the ABC for your number 6 all the way in. You slept on it. It's a long neck man. No doubt about it. You sleep. Okay, look at that damn chin. Wow, Jessica Alba, you slept on it. Take it down to the swimsuit. Got no shape. It's just a man. And you can see those beat up kneecaps from the side. Of course, no way. Freemason bricks beside it. And of course, it didn't have no baby. All Hollywood. That's what you need to know. Hollywood baby. Bam. And didn't know that it was a devil worshipper right there with the one eye symbol right there in plain sight, showing you that it eating out the devil's pot. There you go again. Jessica Alba showing you that it do work for the devil. Bam. Of course. Bone chest on this one. All diamonds behind it. Freemasonry. No doubt. It's a man. Devil horns on the hand. Laughing at the people that believe that it is a woman. Of course, they can't sell me nothing with this damn moon bump. There you go. And honest. Wow. Bam. They can never fool a man. This one is a drag. Always on the Cosmopolitan magazine. And you slept on it. You didn't see him? There you go again. Cosmopolitan promote nothing but drag. Chris. And this Alba right here, this Jessica Alba. Yes, this is all they promote right here. There you go. All Jessica Alba on this magazine. No doubt about it. Mag, I'm gone.
There you go. Are you convinced? Bam.
So look, listen. Mike said it best in the chat. If that's a man, I'd fuck that man, man. Give him points for that.
I mean, when you got a point.
100%.
Yeah, when you got a point, you got a point. If that's a man, I'll fuck that man, man.
Lance Casler says moon bump. What the fuck? I've never heard it called that before.
You better wake your ass up then.
Right. And also join the Freemasons, get a free dick. There you go. That shit, oh man, that is hilarious. And there's a couple people that noticed that, Mag Truth also did the video about you on your birthday.
I mean, did he? Did he? I gotta post that. I'll post it tomorrow.
Yeah, he definitely. I mean, look, listen, bruh, that shit is hilarious.
Yeah, I'll post it with the question: did Mag Truth really make a video about me?
Look, Penultimate says I'm willing to take one for the team about his claims. Yep. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Pim will make the ultimate sacrifice. Like, send Jessica Alba to his house.
That's right. He will literally lay on the sword, if the sword exists. I think he's gonna realistically lay into the taco and not lay into the sausage, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. So I picked Jessica Alba because she is pretty much she's got a much bigger role in Sin City 2.
A much bigger role in Sin City 2.
Yeah.
And I literally watched that right before we went live on the show.
Yeah.
So I got a chance to really, really, really watch that shit. What's going on, Frustrated Atheist? You were missing our third show today, man. This is crazy.
I know. We've been at it today.
Yeah.
And for those of y'all watching, I'll give you till tomorrow. I'm gonna leave those up till tomorrow. Someone that goes for you. You might want to go download them if you want to watch them in order. I'm gonna delete them tomorrow. So, or I'll make them unlisted. Just message me. I'll let you watch the mistakes if you want to see them. Because someone is working through our list of shows.
Yeah. You know what we should do is we ought to just keep the episode like where we do the intro. Yeah. And then we cut to the part where the episode freezes up. Then we show the second intro. And then we show the part where it fucks up again. And then we do the third episode and just leave all that together. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what we can do. We'll talk about that after the show is over with. Do you want to go first on Sin City 2? You want me to go first on Sin City?
No, you go first on Sin City 2.
So here's my issue with Sin City 2. Sin City 2 would be a great movie if Sin City 1 had never come out.
Okay.
Like, if I had never seen the first Sin City, and the only thing I knew about Sin City was the second Sin City, I'd be like, this movie is incredible. It is. I love the way they do this. I love the way they do that. All this shit is fantastic. But the second Sin City is like, all right, well, we're going to, like, it was like they took everything that worked in the first movie and was like, well, let's give you more of that in this movie. So y'all want more Marv? Here's more Marv. Y'all want some more Bruce Willis? Here's some more Bruce Willis. Even though he's dead and a ghost now or something, he's like Patrick Swayze. You know what I'm saying? And he's not like the cool ghost like Brandon Lee and The Crow. You know, he's like the Patrick Swayze ghost where he's, you know, where he can't move shit or touch shit or affect change. So that was weird. It was just like, I don't know. That shit was strange. The Joseph Gordon-Levitt story, I almost love the way they did. Like, and I like how they tried to book in the story with the Joseph Gordon-Levitt stuff, but it just because I saw the first one, none of that shit landed the way I wanted it to land. Yeah. And look, at the end of the movie, the Marv Jessica Alba storyline doesn't make any sense in the timeline that Sin City created.
True. Well,
and that's my big issue with the movie. It's just that, like, those are the two big issues. It's just like,
well, here's the thing. This is what you might not have noticed, because I kept thinking it didn't make sense too. But the first when Hartigan comes back, it's before Marv's adventure. The first story's told out of order. When Hartigan comes back to see the girl, Jessica Alba's character. When he comes back, when he gets out, because he walks into that bar and that's where they set the time, because he looks over and Marv is at the bar watching her.
Mm-hmm.
So it does work if it happens, because we don't know how long it. Or actually, no, it might not work. See, timeline's fucked up. See, I've been trying to figure it out since I watched it. So
it does.
I was just telling you what I saw that made it make sense to me, and seeing how it doesn't make sense now. So never mind.
So, you know what? Because what fucked me up is, like, in the first Sin City, you know, we see Marv kill Kevin. Frodo Baggins. He kills Elijah Wood. He kills Elijah Wood. And then he takes Goldie over to Jessica Alba's place, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, anything for you, Marv." And then after that, he goes and kills Cardinal Rourke, and then he goes to jail, and then he dies.
Yeah.
So when does this storyline with him and Jessica Alba take place? That's the part of the movie that doesn't make any sense. I don't know when this is supposed to happen, and the more I try to think about it, the more it pisses me off. You know, but the reason it pisses me off and the reason it doesn't make any sense is because the movie was like, man, we need more Jessica Alba. And I think the first movie works because you get a little bit of Jessica Alba as a stripper and you want to see more, and it teases you because you never get more. And the movie does that throughout. It's like, oh, you like the way Rosario Dawson looks in this bustier or this corset? Well, guess what? We're only gonna give you this much of it. Or you like the way his parole officer's titties look? Well, guess what? You only get this much. Like, the movie gives you a little bit of something that makes you be like, oh shit, this is sexy as fuck, and then takes it away from you, and you never see it again. And then Sin City 2 is like, nah, we finna give you as much of that as we can put into every frame. Yeah, and that's it. Like I said, this is a good movie, but it's a better movie if the first movie never came out. So I'm in the B- range. I think this is still a good movie. You know, timeline still being fucked up. I'm in the B- C+ range, and I'm in the B- range. I think this is a B-.
All right, we're actually agreeing on this. Like, I'm falling in the same place. One of my biggest issues is I think they went, like, aside from the timeline stuff that I'm still trying to figure out, I'm with you on that. But another problem I had with the visuals is they seem to lean, and I don't know for sure, but what it looked like to me was they leaned more on CG than...
Yes. Yeah, they did. There was a lot more CG in this movie, and it's not good CG.
Yeah, either. It was just... That last shot was so terrible.
Trash.
Like, where's the detail on this? What the fuck are y'all doing? Did you run out of budget at the end? That bothered me. But I'm right there with you. I'm falling on the I'm probably about C- on this one. So
C minus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the chasm in our grades on this one is a lot wider than it is on the other movies.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Everybody in the chat, if you saw Sin City 2: A Dame to Kill, let me. Is it Dame to Kill or a Dame to Die for?
A Dame to Kill for.
A Dame to Kill for. See, I was wrong all the way around. If you saw this movie, let us know what your grades are on the chat. I want to see what everybody. Honest Red gave it a B. I'm not mad at that. Dragon in the West gave it a C plus. Lance Kasler gave it a D. God damn, you're harsh as hell. Mike gave it a C minus, just like you did. Those are the only people that graded it so far. I'm curious. We also got a couple extra Streamlabs that came in, which I will read right now. Alan Reyes had sent us $2 earlier and said there's a hot load on my ramrod. Yeah. Pirates of the Dark Water gave us $5, but it didn't come with a message. Pirates of the Dark Water. So if you got a message that you want us to read, go ahead and drop it in the chat before we end the show, because we're gonna end the show soon. Monty has prior engagements, and he's been up for like 47 hours on like 2 minutes of sleep. So shout out to Monty. Dragon in the West sent us some money as well and says the transvested. Oh shit, I'm gonna fuck that up. The transvestigation. Thank you. The transvestigation community would say Sofia Vergara was a drag queen, man. Okay.
Bam!
I got bam. Gotta wake your punk ass up. 100% drag queen. I can't do a good Mag impersonation. I wish I could.
Oh man, you can't? Are you sure?
I wish I could, man.
I mean,
if I would do it all the time. I've never been good at doing a Jamaican accent. Not ever since Sebastian the crab, the lobster from Little Mermaid. I've never been able to do
I'm fairly certain that I think Hannibal could do a Jamaican accent if he tried. I think he could do a good Mag impression.
I think
he could.
I appreciate you for having faith in me, Monty. and as much as I have faith in myself, I just don't think I could do it. I wish I could pull it off. I would try my damnedest and try to make a video pulling it off, but I just don't think it would come out very well. And I believe in my quality. I make sure I stand behind my work. Frustrated Atheist said he'd give it a B minus. Will Jones says, I want to wish a Merry Montimus to Hannibal, Monty, my fellow shitheads, and baby Pimpticus. All right, guys, let me go ahead and tell y'all right now. We have a contest going on where we're going to let you guys come up with Monty's soon-to-be-born son's or daughter. It's a son, right?
Yeah.
The boy?
Yeah.
Do we know? Right. So Monty's newborn baby, we're going to let you guys vote on the naming rights for the middle name. Right now, we only have 2 names. We have Pimpticus and Motherfucker. So right now, if you want to nominate something, go ahead and put hashtag middle name and then put the middle name, and then we're going to create a 64-style bracket for you guys to be able to vote on the name.
There you go. See?
Although, I'm not going to lie to you, I like Pimpticus. Pimpticus is great.
Motherfucking.
Yeah, that's awesome. Monty motherfucking Smith Jr. Oh, that is... Oh my God, that shit is colossal. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
American Nightmare says Will. There's its name. I like it. You know what? I think that's the front runner. Monty Will Smith.
Oh,
I like it.
Hang on. Zoe, did you can you put in the chat how many points Penn got? He's asking if you calculated. There you go. Zoe was on it.
Let's see. Destruction Inc. says Listerine. Monty Listerine Smith Jr. Monty Davin Smith Jr. Monty Megatron Smith Jr. I like Megatron.
Megatron.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. I like it. See, the penultimate and Mike always dueling for first place. I don't know. It's amazing.
They're duking it out.
Yeah. Let's see. Someone gave the movie a C+. Frustrated Atheist says, he said the CGI budget died with Bruce Willis.
Yes. I like that.
Give him 100 points for that. Let's see. Frustrated Atheist gave it a B minus. Dragon in the West says SimCity 2, a dame drowned in the pool. Yeah, basically. That was
Goddamn, Pin.
and that chick whole backstory with Dwight / Josh Brolin. That whole story was just weird as fuck.
Yeah, like why didn't they get what's his face? At least just
yeah, just get Clive Owen again.
Because that's who he was supposed to be, and I didn't believe it.
Yeah, it wasn't a little bit believable. It was
yeah. They set it
in a way to make it look like that.
Yeah, they set it up, and I'm thinking I'm about to see a transformation, but I don't.
Yeah,
I just see a wig.
Yeah, I was like, so this is the same guy, right? This was y'all attempt to make Josh Brolin look like Clive Owen. I was like, this is terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, but shout out to not Michael Clark Duncan for calling him on that shit immediately. He's like, clearly the same guy. We're gonna kill him because y'all did a poor job at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vlad gave it a B as well. Brian Harris says he gave Sin City 2 a C- for all those reasons. Honest Red gave it a B. Ecstasy Bell said S ranked movie. What you mean? An S? Holy shit! Which would basically be our A+.
Yeah.
I was like, you think that movie deserves that high a grade? I need to know more. Dragon in the West gave it a C+. Lance Castle gave it a DS. You know, this isn't a bad movie. This isn't a great movie though. It's like, it's about in that kind of, for me, it's kind of in that range of like Venom, Aquaman, Shazam. Like it's in that range. And I actually enjoyed those movies more than I enjoyed Sin City 2. But it sucks because Sin City 1 is so great.
Yeah. Yeah. Sin City 1 is fucking incredible.
Amazing. So, Penultimate also said the one and only as a middle name.
I like
Monty,
that.
the one and only Smith Jr.
Yeah, I like that.
American Nightmare says Pumpkin Spice. Monty, Pumpkin Spice Smith Jr.
No,
I like
good.
it.
I'm good.
Monty Xavier Smith. I like it. Let's see. Monty White Women Smith Jr. Dildo the Penetrator says motherfucker Jones. Monty motherfucker Jones Smith Jr.
See, there you go.
Honest Red says Monty Metallica Smith Jr. Monty Hannibal, check your goddamn Discord DMs Jr. Yeah. I like it. Okay, I'm gonna write all these down so we can use them. This brings us to the end of our shit show. Monty has some things to do. I got some things to do. Monty, once again, happy birthday. I know you're not celebrating it, but still, happy birthday. You're one of my closest friends. Like, you know, I only have a handful of people in my inner circle, and Monty is one of them. And he's there for a reason, because he's an awesome motherfucker.
Thank you. Same here. Same goes for you. So, there you go.
But we know I'm awesome, you know. So it's just
bam. All right.
It's just that's what it is. I was like, you know, I'm a lot of things, but I'm not selfish and I'm not humble. So
see, there you go.
Those two things I've never been accused of: selfishness and being humble. So
quick to hit you with a bam.
Not me. I wish I could hit people with the bam. Whenever I try to do a bam impression, it comes out like bam. Sounds like I'm saying damn, but like damn. But it's like damn. It doesn't come out the same way. I don't know how to do it the way he does. Bam. Like I'm saying jam. But you know, like from fucking Guy. You know what I'm saying?
Who knew you were such a good actor?
I wish I was a good actor.
That's
That'd
amazing.
Be fantastic.
That's amazing.
But yes, once again, thank you to everybody for watching the show. And look, all the money donated tonight is going to Monty's liquor fund because he's gonna go drink some more liquor. You know, not because today is his birthday, but because he has been up for like 47 hours straight working on his goddamn show, and the show crashed twice and randomly fixed itself, and we never figured out why it fixed itself. But you know what? Not gonna complain. Thank you to everybody watching. Thank you to American Nightmare, Kilo, Someone, Juma P, Thrift Store Dan. I seen you out there. Pirates of the Dark Water, Destruction Inc., Mike, Someone, Penultimate, American Nightmare, Monkeytronic Pants. I see you. Tish was there. Emily the Neighbor was there. Live action animation. Frustrated Atheist, Kilo, Honest Red, Brian Harris. Thank you guys. Dragon in the West. Thank you guys so much for watching the show. The show wouldn't be what it is if you guys didn't watch us all the time. Thank you to Pirates of the Dark Water. Alan Reyes is always coming through with the donations. You clutch as hell. Big Bim Joe, Phil Oliver Holes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all of our new subscribers that we got. If you haven't seen the Jesse Lee Peterson episode of me and Monty on Drunken Peasants, go watch that episode. That intro that plays at the beginning of that episode was produced by myself and Team MFN. Video made by Monty. We made that shit fast as fuck because we knew we was doing a show with JLP, and we knew that we wanted to make the intro be amazing.
Incredible.
That's it. But yeah, that's it, Monty. I ain't got no more talking, and I'm not even going to try to make you rage quit today.
Oh, look at that. Awesome. All right. Well, thanks, shitheads. We will talk to y'all Wednesday when we're talking about Kanye motherfucking West. So see y'all then.
That'll be our Torch episode. Tuesday, we'll be on Drunken Peasants. Wednesday, we're doing our Torch episode. We'll be joined by Ace Wonder and
Nate Brody.
So we'll be joined by my production partner Ace Wonder and Nate Brody. Yeah. And that's it. I got no more talking, Monty.
There we go. We'll see y'all next time.
This was a shit show.
Y'all finished or y'all done? I ain't got no more talking.
Sweet Halloween in Collard Green.